are the candle that dances slow in the room where the wild winds go. You are the still in my rambling mind, a soft fellow in the hands of time. You don't ask me to be more than I am, but still you pull the best from this man. With eyes that read my quiet sins, and a laugh that pulls the light back in. Oh love, if this life is a song, then you are the hum that carries it on. In a world spinning reckless and loud, you're the calm in the crowd, you in the quiet, that's where I belong. I talk in riddles, I run too fast, chasing tomorrow, forgetting the past. But you hold time like a prayer in your hand, teach me how to truly stand. Your heart is a river, strong and wide, pulling me gently back inside. No need for maps or stars above, I just follow the shape of your love. Oh love, if this life is a song, then you are the hum that carries it on. In a world spinning reckless and loud, you're the calm in the crowd, you in the quiet, that's where I belong. Let the world keep shouting its name, we'll lie here slow, unafraid. No need to run, no need to roam, when your arms are the only home I've known. Oh love, if this life is a song, then you are the hum that carries it on. World spinning reckless and loud, you're the calm in the crowd, you in the quiet, that's where I belong.
Yo, what's up, people? Happy hump day. So, all right, what we're going to do today, watch some trial. Start at the beginning, see if we can catch up at some point in the near future. But Court Chopped has a bunch of it chopped up already, so we should be able to go through it pretty fast. But what's up, people in the chat? About to do the damn thing. What's up, Yellow? Yo, what's up, Daz? J7 in the house. What up, Merb? James Lynch, what's up, buddy? Oh, let's see. Red House Media's here. What's up, Fucktide? What's up, Fucktide? Oh, wait. That's me. What up, Winks? Oh, CMA, what's up? Dusty. What's up, Dusty? At least there'll be some jokes told. There'll be some good jokes in the chat. Alright. So, I think we just fucking get after it. Let's just get after it.
Commonwealth, I'll hear from you.
The defendant raised her gun, leveled it,
at Pat Nunan's face and pulled the trigger. There are two reasons that Pat Nunan is alive today. The first being that Miss Fitzsimmons' gun, while it had a full magazine, it did not have a round in the chamber. The second reason is that Pat Nunan, based on his years and decades of training and experience, reacted in a professional way when he protected both himself and everyone else in that house. Pat Nunan is 50 years old. He is married to his wife, Angie, for 25 years. He has a son, Jonathan, who goes to school locally, college. He grew up in New York State at first and moved to Massachusetts to North Andover when he was 4 years old. He moved here with his father, his mother, his older sister. He went through the North Andover public school systems and eventually went to St. John's Craft, where he graduated from. He eventually spent a bit of time in college, but his real goal was to join the military, which he did. He joined the Air Force and went to boot camp out west. He eventually joined the security forces of the Air Force, where he was trained to secure nuclear weapons. He did that pretty much his full time while he was in the Air Force. It was specialized training, weapons training, stress shooting training, defensive tactics training. His first assignment was on the ground in a Humvee. Later on, he joined another squadron and patrolled in a helicopter. He was honorably discharged from the Air Force when he came back to North Andover. There, he worked security, armed security at the Seabrook nuclear power plant, all the while his goal being to become a police officer, which he eventually did in North Andover. He worked in the North Andover police for years. It was his hometown police force. He joined the SWAT team, which is a specialized unit that deals with emergent violent situations, barricaded people, hostage situations, serving armed warrants and the like. It was during that time that they trained twice a month and 40 hours in a separate block a year. He did that for years at North Andover. He eventually transferred to the Lawrence Police Department. And he did that because he wanted to have a busier atmosphere. Lawrence is a lot busier than North Andover. He worked there for a number of years. Again, the SWAT team, he was a detective, had a specialized training. And back in 2024, he decided to make a switch and come full circle. He moved back to North Andover PD, both because he wanted to end his career there where he started, but he also wanted to bring his training and experience to his hometown police force. That was one of the reasons that Lieutenant Daley, on June 30th of 2025, asked Pat Nunan to accompany him and Timothy Houston, another officer who was a military vet, to serve a restraining order on Kelsey Fitzsimmons. He knew Pat had the experience, temperament, and was cool, calm, and collected no matter what happened. Kelsey Fitzsimmons was a police officer. She had been on leave, but she was a police officer on June 30th of 2025. Also on that day, her partner, her boyfriend, her fiance, Justin Aylaian, was concerned for his safety, for his 4-month-old child's safety that he shared with the defendant, and for Ms. Fitzsimmons' safety, specifically after events happened that weekend. And so he went to court and he applied for and was granted a restraining. The restraining order granted him custody of his 4-month-old son, ordered the defendant not to have any contact and to stay away from him, and also that she would be relieved of her weapons. She was a police officer and she had a service weapon and 2 other guns that she had legally. Lieutenant Daley was at the PD when Mr. Aylaian came in. The restraining order was faxed in the court, and Lieutenant Daley called Officer Houston, and they got in touch with Officer Nunan to serve that restraining order. They had gone by the defendant's home, Officer Houston did, to see if she was there. Unusually, her car was not in her parking space. It wasn't at her home. Officer Houston, who had seen it there thousands of times as he had driven by, noticed that it was parked down the street at a school about 100 yards away or so. So they knew she was in the area. The 3 met at the school, decided on a plan, and went to the defendant's home. They met her at the door, and you'll see surveillance video from the home of that encounter as they come to the door. Ms. Fitzsimmons comes to the door holding her 4-month-old child. They go into the house. There's no surveillance system in the house other than in the basement. They explained to her what was happening, that there was a restraining order, that there's going to be a hearing on July 14th where she'd be able to tell her side of the story. And she tells the officers, I know how this all works. They ask her where her firearms are, and she lies to them. And she tells them they're in the basement. She's sitting down on the couch. The baby is next. She calls her mother, who will soon come over, and they tell her that Justin's coming also because he's going to get custody of the baby. Officer Houston, who was also in the living room, sees a gun case on the sofa and he opens it. Ms. Fitzsimmons lies to him again. I told you, the guns are in the basement. The defendant's mother comes, takes custody of the child while they're waiting for judgment. The police have called Mr. Aylaian at the PD, so he's coming over with his sister, Courtney. The officers allow the defendant to walk around the house gathering baby stuff, equipment, clothing, things like that. So the child will have what it needs when it's taken by Mr. Aylaian. They follow her around to make sure that she is safe, that they are safe, that everybody in the house is safe. They go upstairs, they come downstairs. They go upstairs again, and you'll see photos of this, Your Honor. It's a staircase. At the top of the staircase is a landing where there's shelving and some of her police gear. If you look to the left, is the baby's room. If you look to the right, it's the bedroom. There's no door in the bedroom. So she goes in the baby's room and she's gathering things, and she's handing it to the officers who aren't going to take possession of it. They put it down. They're following the protocol. They're trying to keep everyone safe. At some point, she's in the bedroom, and Mr. Aylaian comes in the house, and she hears him. Now it's Officer Nunan and Officer Houston in the bedroom with the defendant. She tells Officer Houston, I don't want him here. I don't want to see him. Don't let him near me, because she's upset with Mr. Aylaian. Officer Houston goes downstairs to make sure that doesn't happen. Mr. Aylaian, who had left the house with some baby stuff, came back and asked the officers for permission just to go down to the basement, because he wanted a suitcase and he wanted some of the other baby stuff because he was taking the baby home. He lives in Stowe, Massachusetts. So he did this. He was down in the basement. Lieutenant Daley is down on the first floor. Officer Houston is at the top of the stairs in the basement. And the defendant's mother is downstairs also. The baby is already gone because Courtney, Mr. Aylaian's sister, had come with them, taken the baby and left the house. Officer Nunan is standing on the landing, watching the defendant in the bedroom. She's on her knees. She's gathering things. He notices at some point that her demeanor changes. She gets upset. At that point, she lunges to her right, forward and to her right. And he can't see what she grabs, but she grabs a firearm. Turns out to be her service weapon. She comes back. She raises it. Before Officer Nunan can do anything, she pulls the trigger as it's leveled at his face, and it goes click. It does not fire. Officer Nunan takes out his gun, is yelling at her at this point. Kelsey, don't do it. Drop it. Kelsey, don't do it. She is stepping backwards now. The gun hadn't fired. And so she was doing what the officers will describe to you as a tack rack. She has the gun in her hand. She bangs the magazine and attempts to rack it. She's unsuccessful the first time. Officer is still telling her, pleading with her, trying to de-escalate it. Kelsey, don't do it. She does it again, racks around. As she's picking up the gun, raising the gun, Officer Nunan fires. He fires twice. She is now moving. He misses and then strikes her. She immediately goes down. Lieutenant Daley runs up. Officer Houston runs up, and they treat her. They call for an ambulance in the fire department, and she's eventually taken to the hospital. The gun that she used, Nunan, was underneath her. Lieutenant Daley grabs it, puts it on the bed. Officer Nunan, still focused on procedure and what to do, picks it up and moves it farther away from her so it's not a threat. That is eventually collected Officer Poor, who shows up later. The credible evidence in this case, the only credible evidence in this case, I would suggest to you, will be that Kelsey Fitzsimmons raised the gun and pointed it at Officer Nunan. She pulled the trigger when she did this. The credible evidence in this case, Your Honor, will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty.
Thank you. Mr. Brandon, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
I would, Your Honor. Thank you.
And feel free to stay there, or you can go to the podium, whatever you're more comfortable with.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hey, please, the court.
Yes, please.
Counsel, ladies and gentlemen. Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no. You don't say that when you're staring at the muzzle of a gun pointed at you. You say that to a person who has a gun to their head. And you don't shoot someone in the chest when they are seeking clearly to only harm themselves. And when you do that, you quickly realize, Your Honor, that you need to adjust the narrative to save yourself. That's what this case is about, Your Honor. On June 30th, 2025, Ms. Fitzsimmons' entire world imploded, was destroyed when her fiance, Justin Aylaian, obtained a restraining order behind her back with unchallenged, untested allegations at the Essex Probate Court. And he took away, at 4:30 in the afternoon, took away custody of her 4-month-old Caden in an ex parte fashion. The North Andover police had to serve that order. And in the late afternoon of the 30th, three male officers, Lieutenant Daley, officers Nunan and Houston, they went to go serve the order. Their job was to take away the baby from Kelsey, a new mother with a 4-month-old named Caden, take her firearms, and give the baby to Mr. Aylaian. And that day, Your Honor, Kelsey stood in her house in humiliation in front of her police colleagues and friends. And she immediately processed all of the implications of this order, Your Honor. Everything that this fiance had accomplished for himself without any chance for Kelsey to defend herself. He took away her baby. He likely cost her her career. He publicly betrayed her as her fiance. He walked away from their impending marriage. She realized she couldn't any longer afford her house alone, so that was going as well. Her gun rights are stripped. And again, the humiliation that she's being served by people who she is friends and colleagues with from the North Andover Police Department. At that point, Your Honor, as she had this evolving set of revelations about how her life was in complete destruction, she made a decision for herself. And it's a decision that takes your breath away. It's a young mother who just minutes before they got there thought she had everything going for her, going back to work. She's on the schedule for July 3rd to go back to work. She decides to end her life with her firearm in her bedroom. She knows her firearm is in her bedroom, and she tells the police something else. She tells them the guns are in the basement because she doesn't want to involve them. The idea of harming them, the evidence will show, is ludicrous. The evidence will show that she's trying to get them away from her, Your Honor. She tells them the guns are completely in another location in the home. She's told that she needs to pack a bag for the person that's taking her baby away. So she has to walk around the house, pack a bag for Caden. She has it in her mind, the evidence will show, that she doesn't want them around for this event, this horrible thing she's going to do. She goes upstairs to pack the bag, Your Honor. Officers Houston and Nunan accompany her upstairs. She keeps several times. She gives them items to have them go back downstairs with. She hands them baby seats and clothes and books and thereabouts and says, take these downstairs, please. You'll see that evidence. And as a fact finder, you will see that that's evidence of her state of mind, that she has no desire to harm any of her colleagues and friends. She's got no motive. She's got no reason to, and her actions are completely inconsistent with that. She's trying to get rid of them so she can have a minute in her room, not to do things that every young mother might want to do, but to get her gun and kill herself because her life's over in her mind. So at that point, Your Honor, her apparently what was later learned to be her mom comes in the house, and she's understandably upset. She's saying, how can you take away a baby from their mother? That's when Houston goes downstairs. So part one is accomplished, that Houston is downstairs. Houston's a friend. Houston was invited to her wedding. He goes downstairs. Nunan is still upstairs on the landing. You'll see from all the visual evidence, Judge, it's a stairway that goes up the small landing. Kelsey's bedroom's on the right, the baby's room's on the left. It's a pretty simple layout. Nunan stays up there. At this point, Kelsey makes it from the baby's room where she got some stuff across the landing to her bedroom, and she's in her bedroom when the I don't say disturbance, but when Mrs. Page, her mom, gets here. What we later learn is that she gets here, and Houston goes downstairs. Nunan, in a moment after Houston went downstairs, Nunan starts to go downstairs, and that was Kelsey's moment. Why? Because she wanted to do this herself, and she didn't want to involve Nunan. I told you about Houston. Nunan, she had been on extremely difficult calls with. She considered him a friend. She knew he had a wife and a child. Zero motive, the evidence will show, for her to ever want to harm this gentleman. She's alone in the room. Nunan's down the stairs. She reaches into the corner and picks up one of her handguns. She'll tell you that she is acutely aware as a police officer that she doesn't want them involved. She doesn't want them to be a part of this in any way. She keeps the gun close to her stomach area and walks over to an open spot in the room. She raises the gun to her head. Nunan is not even back in the room yet, Your Honor. So I don't want you as the fact finder to be looking for evidence that, well, maybe she swung it in his direction when he was coming in. Maybe she was pointing it at him at some quick transient time. That's not the case at all, Your Honor. That will not be the evidence. The evidence will be that Ms. Fitzsimmons had the gun to her temple, and then Nunan walks in, and he sees someone who is exhibiting only harm to herself and to no other. And we've discussed this pre-trial, and there'll be some evidence and discussion and cross-examination, Your Honor, about the Code of Mass Regulations that we discussed as it relates to, or doesn't relate to, Nunan's state of mind, Your Honor, that he's, as a firearms instructor and a SWAT team member and a former Lawrence police officer, as well as North Andover, he knew or should have known that he was in trouble, that he was in violation of that CMR, the Code of Mass Regulation that I just mentioned. And he knows he has to adjust the narrative, Your Honor. Getting back to the incident, Your Honor. Kelsey has the gun to her head. She's trying to steal herself. Nunan comes around the corner and sees it. And the evidence will show that he is not some super cool James Bond type law enforcement officer, that he has a look of panic on his face and that he's flustered. And certainly no one's faulting him for that. But that's what he looked like. And that's what the evidence will show. And that's when the words, Kelsey, no, are uttered. No law enforcement officer, Judge, the evidence will show, in his right mind would bargain with someone who has their hand on the trigger and the muzzle in your face. The evidence here, Judge, will show that he was trying to tell her not to kill herself. The evidence will show that Kelsey never pointed a gun at him and that this was a mistake. It was a brain freeze. It was a mechanical thing. It was someone seeing a gun and shooting. How do we know this even more so? Besides the lack of motive and the utterances that he made. We know because of the location of the firearm, Your Honor. The firearm, when Kelsey was shot in the chest and went flying backwards and landed on her back, and Daley will tell you that she's on her back. The gun was under her leg. If Miss Fitzsimmons is pointing the gun at Nunan, and falls backwards, how does that gun swing around to get under her leg if she's pointing it the way Nunan says? The evidence will show that's not consistent with the laws of physics. It is, however, consistent with somebody holding the gun to their temple, so it's already to the side of your body, if not behind you when you go flying. So the location of the firearm, the evidence will show, is also consistent with what Kelsey says happened. Finally, in terms of the panic, the flustered look on his face, Miss Fitzsimmons was only anywhere from 3 feet to then maybe 7 feet away from him in this entire incident. And that might be where the view comes in, Your Honor, the room. And he missed her in the first shot. He's a firearms instructor. He's a SWAT guy. 25 years, he misses someone from 3 to 7 feet away, hits the air conditioner. That's panic, Your Honor. That's not cool, calculated action. That's panic. So Daley comes in. He goes over to Kelsey. He administers first aid. He rolls her to her side, sees the gun under her leg, behind her and under her. Your Honor's going to be the fact finder. You're going to consider all these things, the physical location of everything, the way things unfolded, the lack of a motive, what makes sense, what doesn't, what's doubtful. Anything that's doubtful is obviously not consistent with what the Commonwealth wants to have happen here. It's consistent with maintaining her presumption of innocence. Only 2 people were in that room. There were no body cameras. Police never interviewed Kelsey Fitzsimmons. They circled the wagons immediately, right at the scene. You'll see everybody treating Nunan like he's the victim. They circled the wagons immediately around Nunan. And everybody wants to defend Nunan in this situation. And no one even took a minute to think about whether Kelsey may have a different take on things, may have something different to say. Why? Why did they ignore Kelsey and circle around Nunan? Probably millions of reasons for the town. Millions of reasons. Ms. Fitzsimmons will tell you, Judge, she served orders herself. She served restraining orders. She's a delivery person. No one's going to be going after a police officer, no less someone that she knows, cares for, and has made repeated actions to get them out of the room. She will tell you with some indignation, I suspect, that she would never point a firearm at a fellow law enforcement officer. So for all these reasons, Judge, as the fact finder, I request, I ask you, and I trust you to well and truly try the case. And I am confident that after the evidence is in, Your Honor will find Ms. Fitzsimmons not guilty. Thank you.
All right, Commonwealth, you ready to proceed?
Sean Daley, please.
Sean Daley.
All right, yeah, so these will be quick. I'm going to skip one of them. I'm going to show it to you. But I'm probably going to skip this one because it's not a lot in it, but a bunch of wasted time. So kind of understand what he's saying, but he wasn't in the room. He just heard what Nunan was saying, or supposedly. He's the backup. He's the guy that says, oh, yeah, that's what he said. But I'm not sure I'm going to watch all of this one because I want to catch up. And a lot of this is just kind of nonsense.
Commonwealth, you may proceed.
Sir, in a loud, clear voice, can you please introduce yourself? Spell your first name and your last name.
My name's Sean Daley, Seandaley.
And sir, what do you do for a living?
I'm a lieutenant with the North Andover Police Department.
How long have you been on North Andover Police Department?
20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
Can you tell us, bring us from the beginning of your career to present day? And you started as a patrolman?
Yes, I started in 2003. I attended
Outside.
Oops.
Outside the house? Outside of the house, including the basement.
Okay, and this has been jointly
You may have
admitted, right?
skipped ahead
Yes,
a little bit.
okay, yes, you may play it.
Oh, just curious. Today, did anybody ask why she parked so far away from the house and why that was a big deal to them that she parked so far away from the house? I haven't seen all of her testimony, so I'm trying to catch up so we can watch it. But let me know in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Can anybody explain why Justin is a fucking first responder? But he would have ran over small children to get out of there. He was so scared. That was terrible. Not even 1 second did he think about helping anybody. He just got the fuck out of there. So what was the reasoning that they got the baby from her to begin with? Like, what was their, I guess, what was their reasoning for, that they used to take the baby away from him? It's kind of strange. It's a little weird. I should have, at least read that. That's a weird dude. First responder. That's crazy how fast this dude did not respond at all. He responded exactly the opposite way you would think he would. He should have rushed upstairs. That's crazy. Nope. This is crazy that everybody thinks that's a body bag. It's a stretcher. But everybody seems to think it's a body bag. It looks like a body bag, but body bags don't have handles on it like that. So it's just a stretcher that you can roll up and put in a backpack in the emergency kit. So every one of these people know what's going on because they work with him. Plus, he's been calling the police department, doing all that weird shit. It's got to be weird for some of these people if they don't like him. If they like him, then they're definitely on his side. Just say whatever they got to say.
Conclusion. Okay. And all right, so we've ended exhibit 73. The Commonwealth has no further questions on direct at this time. Okay.
This eerie with no sound on that video makes it like creepy to watch when you know somebody's hurt that bad. And it's just like creepy silence.
All right. So cross-examination.
All right, may I inquire?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So we've never spoken before, correct?
Correct.
And you did not write a report in this case?
I did.
And where is it? Who did you write it to?
Where did I write a report?
Right. When did you write it?
Afterwards?
Was it submitted in discovery?
I don't know. I wasn't involved in that.
Now, as far as preparing for trial, did you meet with the Commonwealth to do so?
I did.
And how many times did you do that?
Once.
When was that?
Friday. Last Friday.
Last Friday? Okay. And so it's been obviously since June 30th, since this happened, correct?
Correct.
And you've been on the job with Officer Houston?
Correct.
You've been on the job with Officer Nunan?
Yes.
Now, in terms of this incident, isn't it true that you spoke with Justin Aylaian at the police department before going to Kelsey's house on June 30th?
Yes.
And was that in person?
Yeah, in the lobby.
And how many times did you speak with him altogether?
In the lobby? Or
Anywhere?
I-
Yes.
if I had spoken to him at a work, like if he was on some type of a medical event,
I mean about this incident, about the
Oh.
service of the restraining order.
just in the lobby.
So,
And then when I called him on the phone to come over to the house, I've never spoken to him on
all
it.
right. How did you get hold of his phone number?
Because he gave it, I asked him for his phone number when we were in the lobby before I left, and I told him to wait in the lobby till I called him to come over.
How did he come to be at the lobby of the police station?
I don't know.
Why?
I would assume he drove, but
Well, you interacted with him, right?
I did.
Was he there to see you?
I don't know if he was necessarily there to see me. He was there to bring in the restraining order and to work out the logistics of essentially taking custody of the child.
Okay. So he brought you the restraining order?
He brought a copy of it, and we had a copy of it that had come in electronically.
Did he show you a copy of his affidavit at all?
He did.
And did you bring that to Ms. Fitzsimmons?
No.
So you had it with Mr. Aylaian, but you didn't share it with Ms. Fitzsimmons when you served the order?
I didn't share it with Ms. Fitzsimmons when I saw the order. No.
Now, just so we have this right, Mr. Aylaian went to probate and family court, filed a lawsuit, essentially, a restraining order, getting custody and making all sorts of allegations against Ms. Fitzsimmons, right? That was your understanding?
Yes.
And he was living in Stowe, Massachusetts with his parents at the time, correct?
I don't know where he was living.
Okay. Did you ask?
No.
Did it matter?
Where he was living, well, I knew he wasn't living at the residence because if he was living at the residence, it would have changed things as in Ms. Fitzsimmons would have had to vacate the residence.
There you go.
The judge would have checked it.
So he's not living at Phillips Brooks Road, right?
Or even somewhere else to stay. I didn't ask him.
And there's no provisions here where, in this order, where he's trying to get her kicked out of her own house, right?
Correct.
So he's an adversary to her. He's gotten an order from a court that says, I'm afraid of her, keep her away from me, right? That's what it says in essence, right?
Correct.
And you summoned him to the house where she was.
To pick up the child, yes.
So have you ever served an order where you brought the person who says they're afraid of the person to the person before?
If there's going to be some type of a custody exchange, yes.
Have you done that before?
We have, yes.
Not we, you.
Yes.
When?
I don't recall, but I know it's happened.
Okay. So how long after you got to the house and you gave Kelsey?
I don't remember specifically, but I know specifically that it's happened. But anyways, I'm finna go in on this blueberry train mac. What you puffing on in the chat down there?
The order. Did you call Justin to come to the house?
It would have been a matter of minutes.
A matter of minutes.
Yeah.
So who did you go to the house with? Not a trick question, obviously. Nunan and Houston, right?
Yes.
So you have social workers on your staff, don't you?
We did.
No social worker.
No.
So with respect to the situation, you knew this was a 4-month-old child, right?
I did.
DCF?
No.
So you go to the.
Ask me.
Give more detail. Sorry, Your Honor. So you didn't summon anyone from DCF to come and look at the situation or anything like that. You didn't report to DCF about the situation.
Which situation?
The fact that you were going to a police officer's house, taking her 4-month-old baby and giving it to a guy.
The father?
Yeah.
No, I didn't call DCF.
All right. Aren't you a mandated reporter?
I am.
And you didn't report it?
What report? What?
The fact that there was a dispute over the 4-year-old child and that there was a court order to take the child away.
No, I didn't report it.
Now, restraining orders, your experience with sorry. Restraining orders have provisions for retrieving property, don't they?
What do you mean by that?
Restraining orders have a provision that says, and the judge can check a box, the judge can write things in it, as they often scrawl things in, right? Paragraph 10 says, you may pick up your personal belongings in the company of police or at a time agreed to by the plaintiff. That's just by the plaintiff, it says that, right?
Yes.
And so there's a provision where the plaintiff can allow it by agreeing to it. And this is a situation that's a little bit different, isn't it? The plaintiff is leaving, right? And the defendant is staying at the house.
Yes.
So the judge took no action in that area, did they? About whether or not Justin Aylaian could go into that house.
No.
And so you took that upon yourself to let him in there?
She was informed that we were calling him to come get the baby. She did not object to it.
She didn't object to it?
No.
When was she informed?
When I served her the order, when she was sitting on the couch.
And you said what? We're going to let Justin come over and rummage around your basement?
No, I didn't say that. What I told her was that Justin was granted custody of the child by the court or whatever. And that's what I said to her.
And while we're on that topic, she didn't say, I want to pack a bag. You and your colleague officers told her, pack a bag for the baby, correct?
No, we did not. She raised the she basically said the baby doesn't have anything.
Well, you're the one planning this. Sorry.
I did not hear that last.
She basically said the baby didn't have any of their stuff. Is how what precipitated her going around the house to gather items.
So you're the one planning this out. It's your testimony that you weren't thinking about her needing to pack some things for the baby to take with you or with Justin Aylaian?
I don't understand the question.
You're saying that you didn't tell her to pack anything for the baby. That wasn't part of your plan, in other words?
No.
The fact is not Nunan, not Houston, you told Kelsey Fitzsimmons, pack a bag for 2 weeks for your baby, didn't you?
No.
And so it's your testimony, you had no plan, no thought process about getting things for the baby. Is that right?
I don't know that I didn't have a plan, but what precipitated her going around the house and grabbing items was her bringing it up to me.
So you're saying that was a sort of a spontaneous thing that she took upon herself?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get in there, Kelsey has the baby. She's doing regular mom things, right? She's coming home. She's got the baby in her hands. She's got sweat clothes on. She's walking around the house.
Yes.
No signs of upset or trauma to the baby until you get there and tell her what's going on, right?
Yes. Well, when I first told, she was calm when we first told her what was going on.
Sure. And then you told her what was going on.
When I told her what was going on, she was still calm. She called her mother on the phone, but she didn't become emotional at that point.
And the baby started to cry.
The fuck she didn't? You're about to take her baby. What are you talking about? She didn't become emotional. Oh my God. There isn't a woman in here you could take their baby away from that wouldn't collapse on the inside immediately. You should have planned for that shit. Should have planned that out way better. Wasn't emotional. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. At that point, you asked her to put the baby in a rocker. Is that right?
No, she put the baby in the rocker before she sat on the couch.
At some point, Kelsey picked the baby back up because the baby was crying.
Correct.
And she was in the middle of feeding the baby, right? When you got there.
Which I don't know that.
So
there was a bottle. I don't know what she was doing before I got there. Okay. There was a bottle with.
Yeah, what was the big rush of why they couldn't have social services meet them there and let DCF hand over the baby instead of letting the sister come inside I mean, that had to be traumatic in itself for them to come in and take the baby. God dang. I mean, did they never think about this shit? And they wonder why they all have to wear bulletproof vests. I mean, you could have showed up the correct way and none of this shit would have happened. That's ridiculous.
Formula or whatever there, yes.
And she told you that she was feeding the baby and that she needed to keep feeding the baby, right?
Actually, yes. Yes.
Okay. And then she hands the baby to who?
Officer Nunan.
She handed the baby to Officer Nunan.
Correct.
Right? And she gave the bottle to Officer Nunan, and Officer Nunan fed her baby, correct?
I believe so, yes.
So her state of mind towards Officer Nunan, 5 minutes before the shooting or 10 minutes or whatever it is that you're someone that can feed my baby. You're someone that can take my baby, right?
Yeah. Someone argumented about overruled.
She did that, right?
She did what?
What I just said. She gave Nunan her baby.
Oh, yes.
She gave him the bottle and he fed her. Right?
Yes.
And nobody forced her to do.
Why would you take the dog? Explain that to me. Why are you going to take the dog? Did they get the dog together, or was it her dog previous, or what the fuck? What the fuck's the deal with the dog? Most people don't take out the pets too. And she didn't seem very upset when she came home. She was probably a little nervous and she felt something was wrong, then she needed to park down the street. But dang. Why they gotta take the dog?
That she made a decision to do that on her own, right?
Yes.
Now you said that Kelsey started in 2025. That's what I have in my notes. That's not
no,
right.
it's before, I believe it was 24.
Okay, well, it's 23.
Okay.
Is it not?
I'm not positive of the date. It's been a few years.
It's fair to say that you hired her, right?
I did.
You trained her for 6 months you were her DI for 6 months, right? Drill instructor?
Yes.
She was the treasurer of the police academy.
I mean, you can't do a custody order for the dog, can you? Be like, yeah, I'm going to pick up the baby and Rover. I mean, that people are fucking weird.
When she was there, right?
She was.
She came on the job and she worked under you on many shifts.
The dog was included in the legal paperwork. Wow. Tax money well spent.
Right?
During field training, and I believe briefly afterwards, yes.
All right. So she's an officer from 23 that you know well, and she's been there a while, right up until going out on maternity leave and then coming back, just about to come back June 30th, right?
Correct.
And as of June 30th, she was slated to go back on the schedule for July 4th, right?
To go back on patrol, yes.
Yes. So at some point in this incident, Mr. Aylaian asked you if you could go in the basement and get some things, right?
Yes.
And you let him do that unsupervised, correct?
Correct.
Isn't it required that an officer accompany the person with the consent of the homeowner?
I'm not sure.
I mean, not that you're not emotionally attached to your pets, I guess. I guess the court has to make that decision for some people. Sucks that you can get to a point where you don't like each other so much that you can't even decide who wants the fucking dog.
Now, at some point, Kelsey's mother comes in, correct?
Correct.
Where were you and where was Kelsey when that happened?
When Kelsey's mother came in, I believe we were in the living room.
And Kelsey was nowhere near that, correct?
Kelsey was nowhere near where?
Her mother.
I don't understand the question.
When Kelsey's mother arrived,
Yeah.
Kelsey was upstairs with Nunan and Houston, wasn't she?
No, when Kelsey's mother arrived, no, I believe at that point, Officer Houston had the baby. Officer Houston had the baby.
And Officer Houston gave Kelsey's mother the baby, correct?
Correct.
And then Officer Houston went upstairs.
And I'm not positive. At that
So
point.
at some point, you're downstairs. Houston and Nunan are upstairs with Kelsey, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right. Where was mom at that time?
She was in the living room
With who?
with the baby.
And where were you?
In the living in the living room.
So you're with her.
Yes.
At some point, you hear 2 gunshots.
Yes.
And at that time, Houston is downstairs with you. He's joined you downstairs.
When the gunshots happened, he's downstairs, but he's not joined with me.
He
He's
is,
around in like the kitchen right at the top of the staircase,
so he's
according to him.
Houston is downstairs and not upstairs with Nunan and Kelsey, correct?
Correct.
You hear 2 gunshots. Is it fair to say these gunshots were in quick succession?
Yes.
What did you do?
I was running up the stairs when the shots were fired.
Did you see the shots?
No, I heard 2 loud bangs as I was running up the stairs.
Where was Nunan, if you know?
Nunan was right outside of the frame of the bedroom door, in like the, if you want to call it a hallway, the upstairs hallway.
Like maybe like the landing, like the top
Sure.
landing of the
In
steps?
between both bedrooms.
All right. So Nunan is at the door frame, correct?
Yes,
And it's fair to say there's no door to the bedroom, right?
correct.
When you get up the stairs and look into the room, what's the first thing you see?
Her feet.
Where were they?
over on the other, the far end of the bedroom by the bed.
Kelsey's feet.
Correct.
And she was on her back.
Yes.
She had a gunshot wound to the lower chest.
Yes.
He should have just maybe should have stressed the time in between shots a little more right there. Hopefully it goes back to it. Because I know with the other guy who did the shooting, he's got several stories. So would have been good to get this guy in a different story than the two the other guy told.
And at some point you went over there to render first aid, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much immediately.
And Nunan is covering the scene with his firearm, correct?
Correct.
Now, when you went up to Kelsey, what was the first thing you did? Was it in terms of first aid or in terms of securing the firearm?
Secure the firearm.
And where was the firearm?
The firearm was by her left leg.
All right. Isn't it true that when you were interviewed by the CIC representatives, you said that the weapon was under her leg?
I didn't hear that. Under what?
Yes, you said it was under her leg when you were interviewed.
By her left leg.
Well, under is different than by.
When I was able to see the firearm when I got up to her.
There's no question before you, sir. I'll ask you a question. So today you're saying that it was by her leg, correct?
Yes.
And we agree that when you were interviewed by the CIC months and months ago, you said that the firearm was under her leg, correct?
I'd have to look at the exact statement, but
Sure. Yeah, I approach him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Approach, can you just make a record of what it is that you're showing him?
Sure, Judge. For the record, I'm proffering the witness page 21 of the CIC report that was commissioned by the North Main people.
You want him to look at it?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Kelly, do me a favor, look. You can look anywhere you want on the page, but I want to invite your attention to right here. You can look up and down.
Yep.
Take a look and familiarize yourself when you're comfortable.
Okay.
You got it? Okay. I'm going to read something and I'm going to ask you if I read it correctly. So she's laying on her back, head towards the window, feet closest to us, and the firearm was underneath her left leg. Did I read that correctly?
you did.
And that was your testimony, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Why did you roll her over?
To see if there was an exit wound.
And did you tend to that?
Yes.
And at some point, Kelsey said, "I'm sorry, I want to die," correct?
Correct.
And when was that?
During that time.
Was Nunan anywhere near her?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
I don't know. I mean, he was right by me, but I was wrapping gauze around her, trying to at that point. He was there. He might have been grabbing stuff, more additional things out of the medical bag.
At that point, Kelsey looked at him and said, "Why?" Didn't she?
Not that I recall.
Did Nunan say anything to her?
I think, yeah. And so did I. He basically said, like, calm down and keep breathing.
Is that it?
That I can recall, yes.
And what about you? What did you say to her?
The same thing.
Now, you were asked if you had your gun checked as a result of this incident. What? I don't mean to put you on the spot. And you can go find it. But do you know your gun serial number?
No, I don't.
What were the circumstances of you getting your gun checked?
You mean why they did it?
No.
What do you mean?
What happened? Just physically? Did you give it to someone or what?
Yeah. One of the Mass State troopers from ballistics took it and emptied, I believe, counted all the rounds in the firearm, etc., and may have done something else. I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Do you know who it was that took it?
I don't.
You gave your gun to somebody and you don't know who you gave it to?
Correct.
Who else had their gun checked?
I believe all three guns ended up getting checked. Maybe not there, but
I don't want you to speculate. So
I wasn't present when anyone else had their gun checked.
I appreciate you trying to just, my question is, what's your personal knowledge of who got their gun checked? Let me ask it a better way.
At that time,
What did you see? Who got their gun checked?
I didn't.
Okay. So you don't have any personal knowledge of anyone else getting their gun checked?
At that time, no.
Did you witness someone else giving up their gun and getting their gun checked at another time period?
No.
So the whole state of your knowledge about guns being checked is that your gun was given to someone, you don't know who it was, but they took out the bullets and the cartridges and inventoried it. Is that it?
I didn't give it. I gave it to a Mass State trooper from the ballistics team. I believe there were three of them over by the truck. I don't know which one I handed it to. I didn't ask him his name, but yeah, that's what happened.
Did they do the things you said in front of you about inventorying the cartridges and all that?
I saw him unload and make the gun safe and empty the magazine. And at that point, I walked away.
Okay. Did you sign a receipt or anything or a chain of custody or anything at all?
No, because I got the firearm back once they did whatever they did.
And when did you get the firearm back?
At some point after that same evening.
That same evening.
Correct.
Okay. And sorry if I asked you this. You don't have any personal knowledge of the circumstances of anybody else's guns being given up and checked?
I never witnessed any of the other people's guns getting checked. I know that Tim Houston had already left and they were trying to had already left the scene at that point. So they were trying to logistically plan out someone going over to pick up the gun from him, his firearm.
Okay.
So I knew that it got checked. I just don't know exactly when.
You assume it got checked based on the circumstances. How about that?
Fair enough.
Now, you spoke with Justin Aylaian at the lobby of the police station before you went to the scene, right?
Yes.
We talked about that. Now, up until that conversation, did you have any further information from Justin Aylaian about the circumstances of Kelsey's state of mind that day or anything that was going on with Kelsey that day?
Prior to seeing him in the lobby?
When you were speaking with Justin Aylaian in the lobby,
Yeah.
had you already had any information about Kelsey's whereabouts or actions that day?
From Justin?
From anywhere?
Oh, yes.
Were you aware that she was waiting for him at the park in town?
No, I wasn't aware that till Kelsey told me that when we went to the house.
Isn't it true that at the police station, Justin Aylaian said to you, "I wouldn't be surprised if she shot the baby right in front of you"? right?
Yes.
And that added to your mindset about going to see Kelsey, didn't it?
I don't know.
That's fucking nuts. Sounds like he's the one they should be worried about. Who would say that? What kind of, if he's just speculating and making shit up, that's a fucking crazy thing to say and include the baby in. Just gaslighting the fuck out of all these cops before they go over and deal with it. That's real smart.
I don't
That was
understand.
part of the quantum of evidence or thoughts or presumptions that you had in your head, right?
I think it raised my awareness.
And that was communicated to Nunan, wasn't it?
Both Nunan and Houston, yes.
And so that statement from Justin Aylaian, it's fair to say, contributes to an increased level of vigilance towards Kelsey when you got there, right?
No, I would think,
It's your testimony that that's not a factor in your mind?
no, it's a
Right?
fact. It's a factor in my mind, but I think from a tactical perspective, I think everyone was actually, yes.
Did you-
Everybody was probably more on point than normal.
Did you consider the Justin Aylaian's motive for saying such a thing, or credibility or lack of credibility of him saying such a thing?
Overruled, just yes or no?
Did I consider, I'm sorry.
Did you consider the source? How about that?
No.
He was a plaintiff in a domestic situation seeking to get custody of his baby and her baby through an ex parte restraining order, right?
Sustained.
He was adverse to Kelsey Fitzsimmons, wasn't he?
Yes.
Sustained. I'll strike him.
Did you have a conversation with,
You can't unring a bell. Of course, there's not a jury anyways, but
your fellow officers about the credibility of such an assertion about your own officer that you hired, trained, had on the job?
So you're referring to Ms. Fitzsimmons?
Yes.
Overruled.
I'm sorry. Can you
Yeah. Did you think about what he's saying? How did that affect your state of mind towards Kelsey?
I don't know that, I didn't take everything that you said as 100% factual. However, there was a court order in place where we had to go serve the documentation. But regardless, I don't know. That was my state of mind.
Did you consult with Justin at all relative to this restraining order before you met him in the lobby?
No.
Well, you talked to him on the phone, right?
Before I met him in the lobby, no.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
I talked to him on the phone when I called him to come to the house. That's the only time I've ever spoken to him on the phone. Okay.
Hey, one moment, please. Sir. So after the shooting and the crime scene's established, it's fair to say that you had some other officers come to the scene, correct?
Yes.
And some of those officers were trained mental health officers, correct?
Everybody's a trained mental health officer in some capacity.
Well, there's Officer Seaway.
trained mental health officers, 3 of them, tactically trained, didn't have enough sense to say, hey, you know what, we're dealing with a female. Let's just call social services and have them send us a female out here to handle the swapping of the baby. And we're going to give it to the psychopath boyfriend. It's whatever.
And he has some special training with mental health
Yes.
issues, correct? And Sewade, S-E-W-A-D-E. And he came to the scene after the fact, right?
Yes.
He didn't come for Kelsey. He came for Nunan, right?
Yes.
Nothing further.
When you provide when you're serving a restraining order, you serve the order itself, correct?
Yes.
You don't serve an affidavit.
No.
It's just the court order is being given to the defendant in that order. So they're on notice as to what the judge has decided, correct?
That's correct.
Now, you talked about your gun being checked. How many rounds do you typically carry in your gun?
17 in the magazine and 1 of the 2. So 18 total rounds.
Right, any recross?
Just 1 or 2 questions, Your Honor. So counsel asked you, you don't serve the restraining order. I'm sorry, affidavit. You don't serve the affidavit, right?
Correct. I never.
So is there some rule that says you can't?
Not that I'm aware of.
So you had the affidavit in this particular circumstance, right?
Yes.
And you didn't give it to him,
That's correct.
and you could have.
I don't know. My understanding, we've never, I think as a general rule or practice within our PD, I'm not familiar with anyone ever serving a restraining order, including the affidavit.
Well, when someone walks into the police station with the order and the affidavit and shows it to you and uses it, it's not a big deal to make a copy and hand it to the defendant, is it?
Well, the document I served was a document I printed that was sent to me directly from the court, not what he gave me. I just made a copy of that and remained in the OIC office.
It's fair to say that in circumstances where you don't give an affidavit, it's when you've gotten something from the court via the system, the OIC email, and they don't give you the affidavit. So you just serve what you get, right?
Right, which is what I served.
Right. And this situation is different because you had the affidavit in hand right there and you could have brought it. Couldn't. And you know of no rule that says you should.
Not that I'm aware of.
All set?
Well, you're not getting involved in that.
Hold on, are we going on to redirect?
I'd love to.
All right, a couple questions.
You're not getting involved in the matter that the court decided, like approaching that, correct?
Yes,
You're
I'd
simply
love
going and serving the restraining order for what the judge found, right?
That's correct.
You have any read?
No.
Sure. Let me just see if I have a question or two. I do not. Okay, you may step down.
Crazy. Bradle got under this dude's skin. I fell asleep watching it the other night. Didn't catch up. But yeah. Bradle has been getting under that dude's skin. When he showed him that paper, remember? He was like saying that he violated Rule 14 or something, discovery violation, and that dude's hand was all shaking and shit. It's like, damn. He must have thought Bradle was going to slap him or something. All right, so this is Courtney. These aren't very long, so we should be able to catch up pretty quick. But here, this is probably y'all's favorite person right here. Old Courtney.
Would you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this pause now hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You may have a seat. Thank you. All set. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. In a nice loud voice, if you could please state your name and spell your first and last name for the record.
Courtney Aylaian, Courtney
And do you pronounce your last name Aylaian?
Yes,
How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
In what city do you live?
I live in Stowe, Massachusetts.
Where did you grow up?
Stowe, Massachusetts.
And did you go to school in Stowe?
Yes, I went to all of my childhood schooling in Stowe. I went to high school in Bolton, Massachusetts at a regional high school.
What do you do for work?
I work in software sales.
And do you have siblings?
I do. I'm the youngest of four.
And if you could please state your siblings' names and their ages from oldest to you.
Sure. Brendan Aylaian is 34. Justin Aylaian is 32. Ashley Aylaian is 30.
And you are?
I am 28.
Thank you. I'd like to focus on your brother, Justin.
Yes.
What's your relationship like with him?
Justin has been one of my best friends for as long as I can remember. He's been an incredible older brother. He's been very, I would say the first word that comes to mind is kind. Justin is probably the kindest person I know. He is loyal to the people he loves.
Okay. The next question, please.
Sure.
Are you aware that he was engaged to be married at some point?
Yes.
And around when did he become engaged, if you know?
Sometime after August of 2024.
Okay. And do you know who he was engaged to?
Kelsey Fitzsimmons.
And have you had the opportunity to spend time with Justin and Kelsey Fitzsimmons?
Yes, I have.
And do you see her in the courtroom here today?
I do.
If you can please point her out and describe an article of clothing she's wearing.
She's right here in front of me. She's wearing a pink, some sort of blazer.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness that identified the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know when the wedding was supposed to be?
The wedding was supposed to be in October of this past year.
October 2025?
Yes.
And was it ultimately canceled?
Yes, it was.
I'd like to direct your attention to the weekend of June 28th and June 29th, 2020.
I would like to place this prosecutor lady into the race for the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my life.
5.
Objection.
Brown.
Relevance, 403.
Okay. So let's take a question at a time. Okay. All right. Next question.
Did you go somewhere that weekend?
Yes, we went to Bethel, Maine.
And who is we?
Myself, the groom's party and the bridesmaid party. So Kelsey, Justin, myself, my sister, Katrina, Michelle, Deandra, Cassie, Maddie, Kelsey's sister. I think if I'm
It's almost like they speak a language that is nails on the chalkboard, and then this one's nails on the chalkboard back, and it's like it's their language. Normal people can't hear it. It's like a dog whistle.
missing anyone for females. On the groom side, it was both my brothers, Brendan and Justin, his friends, Aiden, Dave, her brother, Will, Hunter. That might be everyone from the parties.
And was it kind of what's known as a Jack and Jill bachelor party?
It was a Jack and Jill bachelor party, yes.
And did the weekend end early?
Yes, it did.
And did you go home?
Oh, I haven't seen the boots yet. When did? Oh, that's gonna be good, huh?
Yes, I fled the house.
To the firm, just exploring this judge is
Okay.
not opening this door. This is an assault involving an officer and my client.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's just argue this at side. Let me hear you at sidebar only so that we don't have to have the witness leave. I'll see everyone in the sidebar.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Is it true that you drove home to Stowe on Sunday of that weekend?
Yes, if that is sorry, I'm trying to think of the days. Yes. I stayed at a hotel the night before.
And then ultimately on Sunday, you went to your house in Stowe?
Correct.
And did you have without telling me what the conversation was about, did you have a conversation with Justin on that Sunday?
Yes.
And then did you again have a conversation with Justin the next day, which was Monday, June 30th?
Yes,
And as a result of that conversation, did you go somewhere?
absolutely.
Where did you go?
We drove to his friend Hunter's house.
And who is Hunter?
Hunter is Justin's friend who he knew through the fire academy.
And where does Hunter live?
Hunter is in, I believe it is still in North Andover where he lives.
And is that where you drove on June 30th?
Correct.
And who did you drive with?
I drove my car alone. I met Justin there after he called me.
And was anybody else at Hunter's house that day?
Yes, it was Hunter, myself, and two of her friends, two of Kelsey's friends, Michelle and Katrina, who were very concerned.
Okay, without talking about what was said, did you and Justin at some point go somewhere alone?
Yes,
Where did you go?
we went to, not sure which courthouse it was. We went to a courthouse
And what was the purpose of you and him going to the courthouse?
to file, so he could file for an emergency restraining order and custody
And get custody of,
of Caden.
and who's Caden?
Caden is Justin's son.
And how old was he at the time?
He was right around 4 months, I believe, at the time.
Did you have any familiarity with restraining orders?
No.
What did you do when you got to court?
When we got to court, Justin went to the desk and told them the situation, said he believed his son was,
Next question.
Did you help Justin fill out a form?
per the clerk's advice, yes, Justin was shaking.
And where did you go from there?
From there, we drove to the North Andover Police Department.
And what did you do at the police department?
We both walked in and I spoke with a couple of her lieutenants, Daley. I'm not sure who it exactly was I was speaking to. And I told them that I thought she would.
Without telling me what you said, did you give the police something? Did you give the police a copy of the restraining?
It was faxed to them, yes.
And did the police,
Non-responsive.
Overruled.
and did you stay at the police station for a period of time?
Yes,
And what happened next?
we were at the police station praying and we got a call from one of the lieutenants saying that it was safe and to come to the house and get him.
And what house were you going to?
125 Phillips Brooks Road.
Had you been to that house before?
I have.
How did you get there?
We had driven separately, so we both drove our cars to the house.
So you drove your car and Justin drove his car?
Correct.
And approximately how long were you waiting at the police station before you got that call?
It was much quicker than we thought, probably 20 minutes maybe. I could be a little off, but 20 minutes.
And about how long did it take you to get from the police station to 125 Phillips Brooks Road?
Not long, less than 10 minutes.
What the? Didn't they just object earlier for relevance? Who gives a shit how long it took her to drive from the fucking police station over there? What the fuck? What is this? Why is she even there?
And what happened once you got there?
We got there. We were welcomed in the door by an officer. He said Kelsey is upstairs getting some clothes for Caden.
Without telling me what the officer said,
Hold on, there's an objection. Overruled.
He said, hold the fuck on. I'm the judge. Oh, shit.
Next question.
you said you were let inside by a police officer.
And also, can we get this judge on every case? He's going to be a little overworked, but I think he might need to handle a lot of cases around there.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And then what happened when you went inside?
Lauren, Kelsey's mom, was holding Caden. She was angry. She said to Justin, Kelsey is fine. Justin's,
Sustained. Hearsay, Judge. Please. And you know, no one expects you to know these legal rules, but unless you're specifically asked, you can't repeat what people told you.
Okay.
Right. Thanks very much.
yes, Your Honor.
So you go inside, you and Justin go inside?
Yes.
That's a damn lie. Everybody in America has watched about 20,000 hours of true crime shit and court and Law and Order. Come on now.
And then you saw, who did you see?
Lauren Page was holding Caden,
And,
just
and who's Lauren Page?
Kelsey's mother.
Okay, and you and her had a conversation.
Justin and her did.
Okay, and then what happened? And she was holding the baby?
Yep.
And then what happened next?
She handed Caden to Justin. Justin then handed Caden to me. And I said, why don't I take a step outside? I wanted to avoid a confrontation. So he took the carrier, the baby car seat. We walked outside
And so you took Caden in your arms
in my arms.
and you walked outside.
Yes.
And did Justin walk out with you?
Yes.
And did Justin take anything with him?
He took the carrier, the car seat.
Okay. And at that point, did you make a phone call?
I did.
Who did you call?
I called my mother.
Okay. And this is while you were outside.
Yes.
And then what happened next?
There were gunshots that went off.
And how do you know that they were gunshots?
It was, I've been shooting before. I know what a gun sounds like. There were several gunshots and an explosion sound because they, I believe, had hit the air conditioner. There was a lot of smoke coming out of the window.
Objection, there's no personal knowledge to any of this.
Is this what you saw or
I saw the smoke.
over?
And where were you standing when you heard the gunshots?
I was near the side where the school parking lot is. I was next to our cars in the yard
And
on the property.
approximately how many you said gunshots plural, how many did you hear?
There were at least two.
And then after you looked back at the house and you saw the smoke?
I was right in front of the house. Yes.
And what did you do next?
I knew I needed to run. I started to back up and I was scanning the house, just praying to see.
What was what was the smoke from she's talking about? The two gunshots in the house? Somebody tell me the answer to that, please.
Justin come out. I'm trying to say what I'm not supposed to, I guess, say here, but I feared he was not coming out of that house.
So
And
where did you go?
Objection.
I backed up.
Sustained, I'll strike it.
Object to the further line of question.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. A lot. It's just not believable he missed at that close a range. Not with the first shot. I think it was backwards. I think he hit her with the first shot and he shot super quick. Probably accidentally shot the second time because he was nervous. And he's holding a fully automatic weapon. And that baby's got a hair fucking trigger on it. So a double shot's not that out of the ordinary.
And we just can't follow the rules. I ask you to strike the entire testimony.
Okay, overall, all right, just,
Okay.
I know you're nervous. Everyone gets nervous. Just listen to the question and just answer just the question.
Okay.
Right.
Please, Your Honor.
Where did you go after you heard the gunshots?
I ran. I put my arms around Caden and I ran through the school parking lot and was looking for somewhere to hide. And I cut into a neighborhood and looked back and didn't see anyone. So I cut behind a house and hid behind trees and I waited.
And sometime shortly thereafter, did Justin come and pick you up?
Yes.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yeah.
No further.
Couple of questions, Your Honor. Ma'am, you were led into the property?
I was
Yes.
muted. I said, do you see how I've made myself a hiding spot down here? It's pretty cool. What's up, criminally? See if I need to hide myself. I found a hiding spot.
Let you in.
One of the officers.
And how did that go?
In what sense?
Did you ring?
Yeah, semi. I just mean once you fire that first round, is the chamber's hammers back, everything's ready to go. It only takes a breath of fresh air to fire that second shot.
The bell? Did Justin ring the bell? Did you knock on the door? Did he break the door in? What happened?
He did not break the door in. The officer opened the door for us. I don't recall if we called him or if he saw us pull in, but we did tell him we were on our way. So he was expecting us.
Which officer opened the door for you?
I don't remember. I think it was Daley, but I do not remember.
Have you seen any video of how you went into the house?
I have not, no.
Judge, I'm going to ask that we play a clip that's in our exhibit, our thumb drive.
Is it within Exhibit 74?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you see what's depicted on the screen, ma'am?
I do.
Do you recognize it?
I do.
And this is the porch area of 125 Phillips Brooks Road, correct?
It is.
Okay. Can you play? So where's the officer that let you in?
He was right behind that door. I do not recall the exact scenario. He was right at that door.
So you walked in without anyone letting you in her house, didn't you?
I don't know that I could say that because the officer is right.
Did you see
behind me.
anybody on there letting you in?
Hold on, what stream are you talking about, criminally? Where was Scott? Scott was on somebody's panel? Tell me the answer to that.
I can't see the other side of the door.
So you're already in the house by that time. You walked in the house all by yourself, didn't you? With your
So
brother?
when I've gone to their house before, I typically go in that doorway and then knock at that door there.
You walked right in, didn't you?
I don't know. There was an officer
Well, you
right
saw it.
behind
What
it.
did you see on the video?
I walked in. I'm not sure.
Damn, you can, what? Okay. You're not going to watch the video with us and then tell us something that's not on the fucking video. Okay. You walked right up in the fucking house. Nobody welcomed you in.
An officer was right behind it, opening that too.
No,
So I know he was at the door.
I'll offer that. It's not in, but I believe it's in the front.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Say that again?
I believe that clip is in the film drive, but
Is
if you find out it's not, I would offer it to.
It is.
Okay, all right, thank you. Is there any redirect?
No, thank you.
Okay,
All right. That's it for her. Now, everybody's favorite. Oh, yeah. Look at that guy. First responder. That's fucking nuts. You would never watch this video and be like, oh, yeah, that guy's a fireman. Like a fireman where? That's crazy. He's terrified. I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't be scared. I'm just saying he should be more used to it than that. To stressful situations. But it's obvious this guy right here, if you're on the fire department and you ever get your ass in trouble and you need somebody, it's not going to be him. Because that motherfucker's gone. Like, if you don't want to get eaten by the bear, you got to outrun that motherfucker, and he's gone at the first sign of trouble.
Can you call your next witness?
You raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this trial now hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. You can have a seat. Put yourself right up to that mic.
Sir, in a loud, clear voice, can you please introduce yourself? Spell your first name and your last name.
My name is Justin Aylaian, Justin, last name Aylaian.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 32,
And what town do you live in?
Stowe, Massachusetts.
Did you grow up there?
I did, yes.
And what schools did you go to there?
I went to Neshoba Regional for high school. That's a tri-town, so it's Stowe, Bolton, and Lancaster. That's where I attended for grades 9 through 12.
What did you do after high school?
After high school, I immediately went to the University of New Hampshire, where I obtained a bachelor's in business management.
After you graduated from,
After listening to him speak one full sentence, I'm now under the impression that he really likes working at the fire department.
UNA, what did you do? What did you do?
After I did a cross-country road trip where I traveled Southwest U.S., and I got a job as a wilderness instructor at a therapy camp in southern Utah.
And what do you mean by a therapy camp?
I worked as a lead counselor for some youth between the ages of roughly 15 to 18, and there were some early adults as well that were above 18. And they came to this camp for a variety of different problems, whether it was drug issues, whether it was anger issues, whether they had problems at home. They would come to this camp and we would help build confidence. We'd give them coping mechanisms. We would do that in a wilderness setting. We would teach them primitive living skills, and we would assist them in their transition, going back to their families or whatever they had after.
At some point, did you make your way back east?
I did, yes. I was out there for roughly 8 months, and I shortly came back after.
Okay. What did you do when you came back?
When I came back, shortly thereafter, in the fall of 2017, I enlisted in the United States Army.
Okay. Did you go to boot camp?
I did, yes. I attended boot camp. I attended boot camp in Fort Benning, Georgia. I enlisted as an infantry. So I attended boot camp in Fort Benning, Georgia. Immediately after boot camp and advanced infantry training, I went to airborne school, which was also at Fort Benning. Right after I graduated from airborne school, I was moved.
Muted. You can clearly see that he's a monk and definitely likes the peen. Oh, he loves the sleepovers. He's like, yay, guys, 48 hours locked up in this fire department together, just like lifting weights and patting each other on the ass and shit. Fucking good game, bro. Shower time.
To Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And that's where I spent the rest of my tenure in the Army.
Okay, how long was that?
Altogether, I attempted to try to become a Green Beret when I was trying to go for Special Forces. I went to, it's called SOPC, which is Special Operations Prep Force, prior to selection. And during that training, I was severely injured. I ended up hurting some ligaments and tendons and needed reconstructive surgery on my tendons. So I ended up shortly getting out of the military after that with an honorable discharge in the, I believe, winter of 2019.
So then did you come back up here?
I did, yes. I returned back to Massachusetts shortly thereafter. After that, I worked several different jobs. I ended up at Fidelity for a while. I worked in their 401k department. And then shortly thereafter, I started going through civil service and applying to jobs for become a firefighter.
Did you eventually get one?
I did, yes. I got on at North Andover Fire Department in August of 2021. It was at that point I also went back to my fire science degree at Anna Maria College, which was obtained roughly a year and a half ago. I got my bachelor's degree in fire science.
So what is your role
So
in the North Andover Fire Department?
I'm a firefighter EMT in the North Andover Fire Department. My job is to protect life and property.
When you say an EMT, do you work as a firefighter full time or an EMT? How does it work there?
With the rotation that we have, the newest 24 members, the fire departments, they're in charge of running the ambulance. So on my shift, what we do is we work 2 weeks on the ambulance, and then that third week rotating off, we either go on the engine or the ladder truck.
Do you know a person by the name of Kelsey Fitzsimmons?
I do, yes.
How and when did you first meet her?
It was September of 2023. She had reached out to me on Facebook. She had seen a picture of me posted on the North Andover Fire Department page. She was recently going to be getting hired as a North Andover police officer, and she reached out to me on Facebook.
Fair to say you developed a relationship with her?
We did very quickly, yes.
Okay. At some point, did it become more than casual?
It became more than casual very quickly. Both of us developed feelings very quickly, and that developed into a relationship very quickly as well. And it was about roughly 6 months after that we had initially met that Kelsey and I had moved in together.
And where did you move in?
She had owned a home at 125 Phillips Brooks in North Andover. My lease had ended that May of 2024. And at that point, we decided that we were going to live together and I wasn't going to renew my current lease that I had.
And I'm sorry, remind me, were you on the fire department? You were on the fire department.
I was.
So were you living in North Andover at the time?
I was living in North Andover, yes.
At some point, you guys were living together. Did you had a baby?
That is correct.
Okay. And when was a boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay. How old now?
He is 13 months old.
Okay. And what's his date of birth?
2/16/2025.
So he was born while you were living together at 125 Phillips Brook?
Yes.
At some point, and I'm going to turn your attention to the weekend of July 28th, 29th, going into Monday the 30th, okay?
Okay.
Did your relationship become strained in any way? Just yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And as a result of that, did you decide to do something on June 30th, that Monday?
Yes. I ended up obtaining a restraining order.
Okay. Now I'm going to just step back for a second and we're going to talk about that day in particular, okay?
Okay.
At some point, were you communicating with the defendant at all?
Yes.
How so?
It started in the morning. It was both texts and phone calls that we were going back and forth with each other. I had requested to see my son. I wanted to make sure that he was okay. She had sent many disturbing messages back and forth to me.
Where were you on the 30th, on that Monday? Were you living at 125 Phillips Brook?
That was my permanent legal residence, but I was at my parents' house that day.
Okay. Had you gone, when was the last time you had been there?
It would have been June 27th, I believe, the day before our planned bachelor.
Okay. At any point, did you go back there to retrieve some items, the guns or anything like that?
Yes, the day prior, I had gone to obtain, I knew that I needed to pick up my firearms. I had feared for my son, and I thought that his life was in danger and grave risk.
Jeff, any further questions on relevance grounds to whether this is assaulted a policeman in the bedroom where it's just the two?
Okay, I'm just going to take the objections one at a time. That objection sustained, I will strike.
You own firearms?
Yes, sir.
How many?
Roughly 9.
And where were they kept in the home?
They were kept upstairs in the closet. There was a large rifle safe. Several of them were kept in there. And then I had one firearm that I would keep in our bedroom that was in a green chest directly. If you were to walk into the bedroom, it was on the left side in a green chest directly next to the door frame, locked up in my green safe.
Okay. So if you walk into your home through the door,
yes,
front door, the stairs to upstairs, fair to say, almost right in front of you?
Correct.
Okay. Now, as you walk up the stairs, there are 2 rooms at the top.
Yes.
There's a landing and 2 rooms at the top, correct?
Yes.
The safe that you had described, the green safe, which way would you go to get to the green safe?
You would take a right into the bedroom, and then the first foot that you would step into the bedroom, it was directly on your left, on the ground.
That was a bad question. What color is the safe, the rifle safe?
The rifle safe was black.
Black. Okay. I want to talk about that first. I apologize. Now, where was that?
If you were to go up the stairs and you were on the landing, you would take a left. You would go into that room right there, and then it was in that closet directly on the left side of the room.
Okay.
J7 got blisters from hanging out with Walter all weekend. That can't be good. It can't be good, J7.
And it's a rifle safe, meaning it has a lock?
Yes.
What kind of lock?
I believe it was a keypad lock.
Do you know if the defendant had any firearms?
Yes.
How many?
I couldn't be exact. She just got her license to carry returned to her. I don't know the exact number of firearms that were returned to her.
Okay. What kind were they?
Several handguns.
Well, unless they're in the palm of your hand, then that could be good.
Handguns? Okay. When you went on the 29th to retrieve your handguns, where did you go?
I went directly upstairs and I went into that gun safe, the rifle safe that was on the left side of the landing, and I retrieved my firearms from there.
Okay. And then you talked about a green safe.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. You walk up the stairs, the landing is there, you go to the right, which is the bedroom, correct?
Correct.
The other room, is that the one with the
Nothing. This guy probably can clear weed out of his system because he's thin. So it really depends on your fat content. So you can get it out of your system in 10 days. 4 days, you'd have to be smoking some pretty weak, low THC type stuff. So not a lot of weed going around today is low THC. So you can't just be like, oh, give me the Reggie. I don't think the Reggie's there anymore.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if you go right to your left, you had described two on the floor, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You had one gun in there?
Yes.
Did you see any other guns in there when you opened that?
No, I did not.
So are we not talking about the green safe?
Yes.
Okay.
Second. Sure. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as exhibit number 40 first, okay?
Okay.
See that screen?
I do, yes.
Recognize what that is?
Yes.
So describe where the picture taker would be standing in that home.
They'd be standing on the landing immediately as you go up to the stairs to the second floor in between the two rooms.
Okay. And that's the one on the left that we had been describing.
Yes.
Correct. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked.
The one on the left, meaning the room on the left?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as exhibit number 45. Can you see that?
Yes.
Do you recognize what that is?
I do, yes.
What is it?
That is the nursery. That's the closet with my clothes in it. And behind my clothes is the black rifle safe.
Okay. And that is, when you're standing on the landing, that is the room to the left. In the closet in that room is where the rifle safe is?
Correct.
And I'm sorry if I asked this already. Did you see any of the defendant's guns in that rifle safe?
Yes.
How many? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly. I believe there was two, but I don't remember the exact amount.
Now, bear with me. I'm going to take it step by step. I'm going to show you exhibit number 49. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, that is taken from the landing, going up to the second floor on the right side. That's facing our bedroom with my green safe on the floor.
Okay, so the picture taker is on the landing, correct?
Correct.
And the stairs are pretty much behind them.
Directly behind.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked as exhibit number 51. Do you recognize that room, first of all?
Yes, I recognize the room.
And that's the same room we were just talking about?
Yes.
The green safe is the box in the left corner of the picture?
Yes, on the ground, that the large chest, the box, yes.
Okay, so this is the safe you were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what that box is?
I do not know.
Have you seen that box?
I may have, but I don't remember seeing it.
When you went on the 29th and retrieved your gun out of that safe, and you didn't see any of the defendant's guns in that safe, correct?
I don't believe so, sir.
Do you remember that box being on top?
That box was not there, sir.
Now I'm going to turn your attention, now that we're on the 29th, I'm going to turn your attention to the 30th. You had stated that you had been calling and texting the defendant throughout that day, correct?
Yes.
Were there any plans attempted to be made by anyone?
She had made several attempts to try to get me to meet her at the Common via text message. She had reached out and said, can we meet the Common at 2 p.m.? My initial response back to that was, for what? She then again tried to get me to reason with me to meet me at the Common again. And at that point I said I had no gas. There was no way for me to get there. And she tried to meet up at several points. And I told her that was not comfortable. I did not feel comfortable being alone with you. I wanted to make sure my son was okay. And I feared that his life was in danger.
We're just checking, not responsible. Yes.
Where were you when the texting back and forth was happening?
I believe I was at my parents' house in Stowe.
Okay. At some point, did you make your way to North Andover?
I did, yes.
Why?
I felt that my son's life was in grave danger and that imminent harm may come to him in the hands of Kelsey.
Okay. So as a result of that,
There's an objection. Overruled, just as the state, not the truth.
and so where did you go?
I went to my friend Hunter Hassam's house. He was renting an apartment in North Andover at the time.
Did you call anybody to meet you there?
I don't know if I had made the calls or they had called me, but I had called my sister Courtney. I told her that I was going to North Andover.
What? I don't know if I made the call or if they called me, but I called. Well, that makes it you, dummy. You the one that called. Why you gotta try to lie about the little stuff? That just means you're trying to hide shit. Because if you can't be honest about the little bitty shit, you're trying to set it up. There's no need to set up the truth.
I feared for my son and I didn't know what was going to happen, but I called her and I was in contact with Kelsey's maid of honor, Katrina, and her bridesmaid, Michelle.
So Katrina, Michelle, Courtney, Hunter, and you?
Yes, sir.
Are you all in Hunter's house right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Without saying what was said between was there anybody else there? Because I have 5.
I believe Hunter's girlfriend at the time, she was there as well. I believe she was present.
Okay. Now, were you communicating when you were there with the defendant at all?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
There were text messages that were being exchanged just over Caden, our son, and just general messages back and forth.
Okay. Did you ever agree to go meet her at the park?
No, sir.
Okay. At some point, did you learn through the text messages anyway that she knew you were at Hunter's?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about that?
All of us were at Hunters. We were all discussing the events that had occurred and what we could do to ensure Caden's safety, which is our son, but also Kelsey and everyone else around. At one point, Kelsey had messaged my phone.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive. Okay. Also, to the extent that questions are open-ended, producing narrative answer unchecked. And, there's been all sorts of objections sustained about the answer. So I would ask the court to maybe direct the Commonwealth to make more specific questions so that it doesn't produce an answer that's half okay and half non-responsive and objection.
So the objections are overruled. If you could just try to just answer the question to the best of your ability, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, next question.
Thank you. Did she, meaning the defendant, say something to you to indicate that she knew you were at Hunters? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, what did she say?
I don't remember the exact verbiage, but it was, what are you doing? Something along the lines of, what are you doing at Hunters? What is happening? Why are you with my friends? Something along those lines.
Okay. Now, without getting into the conversation that you had with your friends and with your sister, was a decision made for you to go somewhere to do something?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that?
To go to Lawrence to obtain a restraining order attached with temporary custody of Caden.
Okay. And did you do that?
Yes.
Where did you go? Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact, it was family probate court, I believe it was, but I'm not 100% sure.
And who did you go with?
I went with my sister, Courtney.
Okay. Now, did you fill out paperwork while you were there?
I did, yes.
Did anyone assist you in filling that out?
Yes. My sister helped me, and then there was also someone with the court system. I don't know who the name was, but they assisted as well.
Fair to say you went in front of a judge, an order was issued, and then you left the building, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you go when you left the building?
I immediately went to the North Andover Police Department.
When you got there, did you have a conversation, without saying what was said, with some of the police personnel there?
Yes.
Did you give them anything?
I believe I handed them the restraining order, and they said that it was already faxed to them.
Okay. At some point, did they leave?
They did, yes.
And what did you do?
I waited at the police station while they went to the Kelsey Fitzsimmons home.
Okay. And at some point, did you get a call?
I did, yes.
From who?
I believe it was from Officer Daley. He had called to inform me to come to the residence and get custody of my son.
So did you go?
I did, yes.
Did you go with anybody else?
My sister and I, we both went to the house. We took 2 separate cars.
Did you get there at the same time?
Yes.
What happened when you got there?
At that point, we both walked into the house. Officer Daley was downstairs. 2 officers were upstairs, and Kelsey's mother was holding the baby in the living room. At that point, I obtained Caden from her mother, and then we initially started to put him in a car seat. And then once he started crying, we figured it might be best, my sister and I, to get him ready for transport, to bring him back to Stowe outside.
Okay, so who carried Caden out?
My sister, Courtney, did.
And what did you do?
I asked if I could obtain some clothes while I was there. I just needed something so I could live day to day, as I had no clothes or any of my sons.
Was this the first time you went out, or did you go back in the house a second time, if you remember?
This was I went out the first time, and then I came back in.
Okay, so the first time you went out, Courtney went out with Caden.
Yes.
What did you take, if you remember?
I believe I had a car seat in my hand.
Okay. At some point, you came back?
Yes.
And you asked permission to do something?
Yes, I asked permission to get some clothes and a few clothes for Caden and some of his bottles and formula.
Okay, so where did you go?
I went down to the basement that was under construction at the time. There was no lights on, so I believe I had my.
Mm-hmm. So you keep your 4-month-old child's clothes in the fucking basement next to your drugs that you were trying to get out of there before anybody found them? That had to be why you wanted to get in that damn house so bad. Nobody wants to get back in the house so bad just to get a couple pair of underwear. Ain't nobody's clothes in the damn basement. Something was in the basement, though. Look at that face right there. Yeah, he had something down there he didn't want nobody to know about. Like them little videos of him behind the shed. And I've got no problem with somebody smoking weed, but he probably signed like some fucking pact, that he's on the fire department. We don't smoke. And then he's out there chiefing up behind the fucking shed. But what was he going down there to get? That's what I want to know. It wasn't the baby's clothes.
My camera, my phone out with the light on it, and I was searching for a suitcase that I had down there just to throw some clothes in.
At some point, was your attention drawn to something?
Yes.
What happened?
I immediately heard an officer's commands. I heard an officer scream out, "Stop, don't do it." At that point, I heard several gunshots ring out, and I heard Kelsey's mother screaming.
What did you do then?
At that point, I immediately ran through the garage.
Couldn't have heard all that unless it happened in 1 second because his ass got out of there.
It was connected just to the basement. There was no wall there. Again, we're putting up a wall, so I ran straight through there. I fumbled with the lock for a second to get it open as there was no light down there. As I got it open, I threw the door open. I ran around the side of the house, screaming for my sister to run.
And so where did you go? Did you see your sister?
I believe I saw her briefly. I did see her running down past the school that was adjacent to our property.
With Caden?
Correct, yes.
So what did you do?
At that point, as I saw my sister run, I knew that we needed a vehicle for transportation to get out of there, to get out of the area as fast as possible, fearing for my son's life, for my sister's life.
Sustain just what you did.
I got into my vehicle. I believe I had made eye contact very briefly with Officer Houston, who was grabbing his medical bag out of his patrol vehicle. I got into my truck and I immediately pulled a U-turn and drove where I saw my sister running from. Once I got to the other end of the school, I had stopped my vehicle. And at that point, I didn't see which direction my sister had gone. So I had stood outside my car yelling her name repeatedly. I wasn't sure where she was or if she was okay. And
At some point, did she appear?
she did appear. She came running out behind another house across the way. She came running over towards me.
And what happened when she got to you?
She got in the vehicle and then we quickly drove down the road to get away towards Mass Ave in North Andover.
And where did you eventually go?
We eventually made our way back to Stowe, Massachusetts, at my parents' residence.
Thank you. Let me just have 1 second.
Yes.
Were the guns
None of your
that you
business where I
and the
go.
defendant had, were they ever kept in the basement?
No,
Is there a gun safe in the basement?
there was never a gun safe in the basement.
Did you have a way of remotely accessing the surveillance cameras?
I could look at them.
Did you before you went over?
Remotely accessing them, I was able to view them, yes.
Okay, when you did you see the defendant's car in the driveway?
No,
Okay, is that where she usually parked?
yes, always.
Okay, and when I asked you that question, what time frame were we talking about?
During the day, what time?
Yeah.
It must have been roughly 5 o'clock, 5 p.m.
Thank you.
Okay, cross-examination?
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
So a lot of talk about gun safes. Safe that you mentioned with your rifles in it, that was in the baby's room, correct?
Correct, yes.
And that's the room as you go up the stairs to the left, you hit the landing, you go make a left, you're in the baby's room, correct?
Correct.
And then you visited the house on the 29th to retrieve your guns, right?
Yes,
And it's fair to say that you spent about 60 seconds with the baby.
I would say that's not true.
Kelsey had to tell you, do you want to see your baby? Do you want to hold your baby? And you held your baby for about a minute. Isn't that right?
I was at the property for roughly 30 minutes.
Answer my question. Okay. Is that true?
Yes,
So with respect to the gun safe in the bedroom to the right, up until then, that was the door in Kelsey's bedroom, correct?
correct, yes.
And there was a green safe in that bedroom, right?
Yes, sir.
And on the 29th, you went to that bedroom and you retrieved some of your firearms from that green safe, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, that was your grandfather's safe, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you wanted to take that
Dude, Bradel's cooking on some of these dudes. It's nice.
with you, didn't you?
I did, yes, sir.
And you took
Finally, like, get to hear him, all out. I would rate him just under Alan Jackson, though. He's still, Alan Jackson's going to have to be my number one. And everybody likes Alessi and Yannetti and all that, but your ass shuts up and listen when Alan Jackson starts talking. Same thing with Bradel. He's cooking.
Kelsey's guns out of that safe and you put them on the bed so that you could take only your guns and your grandfather's safe. Isn't that correct?
I did not take the gun safe, sir.
Isn't that what your intention was until Kelsey asked you not to?
I did leave the gun safe, yes, sir.
You left it because Kelsey asked you to leave it because she needed a place to safely keep her guns, right?
I don't know if that was her intention, sir.
So let's just go back. You said that you went into that safe, you didn't see any of the guns, you took your guns and you left. Isn't it true that you took Kelsey's guns, which you did see in the safe, you put them on the bed and you tried to take the safe?
I do not remember if I took any of her guns out of the safe, sir. I don't remember seeing any of her firearms in that green safe. I only remember seeing them in the black safe.
So, I mean, you were very interested in getting your stuff out of that house on a couple of occasions. This is your chance to get your grandfather's gun safe out of there. And it's your testimony that you just decided to leave it.
The only priority was moving my firearms. That was secondary because it was holding my safe and it meant a safe transport way to move that firearm out of the house in a secure manner.
And when you left Kelsey with her firearms and you took yours and you went back to Stowe with your father, correct?
Yes, sir. I took my firearms.
Now, you said you were, so I get it right. You said that you work at the North Andover Fire Department. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you work there presently?
Yes, sir.
Are you on schedule?
No, sir.
Why not? He opened the door.
Sorry. Objection.
He opened the door.
Overruled subject to what I discussed at sidebar.
Sir, you're not on the schedule and you're not presently able to work for that department. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And the reason you were placed on suspension or administrative leave, whatever you call it, is because you have been caught on video many, many times using drugs that are in violation of your department and the town policy, correct?
Allegations were placed against me and the town has responsibility.
Him and his sister have the same problem. We're not going to watch the same video and then you try to tell me something that's either not there or is there and make me think it ain't. So yes, it was you doing illicit drugs, marijuana. You're a marijuana addict, you bastard. But I want to know what you were hiding down in that basement.
To do their due diligence and investigate that matter.
So that's a yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
When did that go into place?
I don't have the exact date, but roughly a week or two ago.
Do you know the duration of this suspension or whatever you want to call it?
Sustained.
How, I'm sorry.
Let's move on, Mr. Brado.
Sure. Nothing further.
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Cromwell can call the next witness.
Calls their next witness. And we're going to skip the prosecution. Court chop's got it starting with Bradle, so that's cool with me. Because nobody wants to listen to them two dipshits touch tips for a fucking hour and a half.
Missed her from just a few feet away.
It's hard to shoot a moving target. She pointed a gun at my face and pulled the trigger. I worked at Macy's security.
So she goes into action. She tapping the magazine and then wrapping the gun while she's moving around.
Yes, she's a well-trained police officer
Who's a whack job.
who tried to kill me. I originally, when I was waiting for my security clearance, I was originally working on the ground. So ingress, egress from the gates, a cruiser, enforce the laws of the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
Cromwell can call the next witness.
Did you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this cause now hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Oops.
It would have been marked as exhibit number 36. You recognize
Park, Justice of the Superior Court, Mount St. Lawrence, within the Fort County of Essex. Draw near, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save.
you point to her and describe an article of clothing that she's wearing.
She's wearing a sweater.
May the record reflect she has identified the defendant.
Yes, it may.
Thank you. I have nothing else.
Okay.
Cross-examination.
So why doesn't it apply? Because I said it.
I'm sure it could apply.
I'll strike that here. Why doesn't it apply?
I'm sure it could apply. Sure.
So for tactical reasons, you gave up the baby, but that's not what you said here at this trial, is it?
I don't recall what you, can you rephrase that?
Well, here at the trial, you said that the baby couldn't have been comfortable and you wanted to give the baby off, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And you didn't say anything about wanting to keep your hands free for tactical reasons, right?
So it wasn't asked.
You were asked what happened repeatedly, and you had every opportunity to talk about it, didn't you?
Sure.
He does that a couple times. And well, nobody asked. Come on, man. Come on, man.
And you left it out.
Not on purpose.
We'll see.
Mr. Bradle.
Bullshit. It is purposely. It is purposeful. Because you just fucking told us. Well, nobody asked. So you were sitting there with the answer, but nobody asked you the question.
Motion strike.
You're moving to strike your own comment.
I am.
It's allowed. And that's very forthright of you.
Just a moment.
Yep, take your time.
I asked you something about your grand jury testimony that we alluded to. So your testimony here was that you didn't get the whole plan from Officer Houston on the phone, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And my suggestion that your answer about the thing in sort of a matter of fact way was, okay, sounds good. And you disagree that you said that, right?
I don't disagree. I just don't recall.
You don't recall?
Yeah, I said-
So isn't it true that you were asked, page 36, who did you get a call from? Officer Houston. And what was
227 in chat. Just so you know. That's not weird at all.
that call about? Was the next question. And your answer was, he had asked me if Lieutenant Daley reached out to me. I said no. Officer Houston said, hey, can you meet me at the CCC, which is a little grade school behind the Atkinson School? He said, we have to serve papers to Officer Kelsey. I said, okay, sounds good. And I drove over to that location and met up with him, right? And you knew those papers were a restraining order for Kelsey to give up the baby, give up her guns, lose her job,
I had
brought by her fiance, right?
I had no idea what was entailed in the restraining order at that time.
At what point did you learn the job here?
As far as the restraining order,
As far as this job you were going to do at Kelsey's house?
what job?
The restraining order service, taking the baby, finding the guns,
When I met up,
sectioning her,
Oh,
boxing her in.
really? Come on, man. I hate when they do that. That's why I don't like watching the prosecution fucking ask questions, because it's just like two guys touching tips. It's all good and gravy and everything's perfect memory. But as soon as it turns over, it's like, oh shit, I don't remember that.
when I met up with Officer Houston.
Don't talk when I'm talking, sir. Boxing.
Hold on. Let's not argue back and forth. And just ask your questions. We'll just wait to answer until he's done. If you can restate, thank you.
Sure. So you asked me what the job was. So my suggestion is that the job is serving the restraining order, going to get the baby, finding the guns. You thought about boxing her in and taking her into custody. You thought about sectioning her. That job.
When I met up with Officer Houston behind the CCC,
And at that point, you knew what you were getting into, right?
after he explained what was going on, and we were pretty shocked.
In all of the statements you've made prior to being here yesterday and today, you've never said that you were pretty shocked about anything, have you?
I don't recall.
You weren't shocked. You were treating this like a video game, weren't you?
No.
Well, your first answer is, sounds good, like it's any other day, right?
As to meeting up with him behind the CCC. Yep, sounds good. See you then.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Let's talk about the bedroom and the shots that you fired. Here in court, you said that those shots were in rapid fire
Rapid succession. Yes.
and like a boom, boom.
Yes.
No, that's not what you said to the state police, though, is it?
That was 8 months ago, right around there. I don't recall. I said I shot twice, possibly.
You told the state police that you pulled the trigger. This is 1232 audio. You told the police that you pulled the trigger once. You said the word once. And then you said, I kept giving commands. And then you said, I pulled the trigger again. That's a completely different scenario than 2 shots in rapid succession, isn't it?
As far as the time frame, I was trying to recall the event as best as possible. But, rapid succession, you pull the trigger, pull it again. Yes, I pulled it twice.
So that was July 3rd, right after this incident, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
So it's fair to say that talking then it's right after the incident. Now you're here in court. Both of those propositions can't be true, can they?
I'm sorry, what?
The proposition, I'll rephrase it. The proposition that you said here in court, that you made 2 shots in rapid succession.
Yes.
And what you said on July 3rd, 1 shot, giving some commands, another shot, both of those things can't be true, can they?
They can be true.
They can be true.
Yes.
So rapid succession, and then what? You talk really fast before the second shot?
Oh, I was giving commands.
Rapid succession sounds like bang, bang.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm asking you about this particular passage, this particular thing. Here you said you made 2 shots in rapid succession.
Yes.
You painted a different picture on July 3rd, didn't you?
No.
You shot, you gave commands, and then you shot again. How can that be rapid succession?
Because that's how it went in rapid succession.
You disagreed with me that it was a boom, boom.
Yes.
So where's the time for the commands between the shots?
As I'm yelling them.
Well, that's not what you said.
That was Bradle's chance right there to do the bang, bang. And he did the boom, boom. Damn. You should have bang, banged.
You said you pulled the trigger once. I kept giving commands. I pulled the trigger again.
Yes.
So they're 2 different assertions, aren't they?
No.
You gave a statement on July 3rd to the state police, right? A recorded statement?
Yes.
You testified yesterday and today. What was your preparation like for this case? To come in here and testify.
I met up with Mr. Gubitosi, Attorney Gubitosi.
How many times?
I believe twice.
And when did that, when were those meetings?
One was recently, I think last Thursday, and the one before, I can't remember.
And when did you start prepping your testimony?
This past Thursday.
Well, you probably started prepping your testimony about 5 minutes after the shooting, didn't you?
No.
When was the first time you were questioned about what happened?
I think July 3rd.
So everyone left you alone until July 3rd?
Yes.
When you were upstairs with Kelsey, she kept giving you things and asking you to take them downstairs, didn't she?
That's correct.
And she did that with Houston as well, right?
Yes.
So it's fair to say that she was trying to get you away from her, right?
I don't know what her mindset was. I wasn't going to leave her alone.
Sure, let me ask you a better question. The effect of that would have been, if you took things downstairs, that you would have left her.
Yes, that's correct.
That's not consistent with her trying to kill you, is it? She's trying to get rid of you.
Can you ask that question again?
The fact that she's trying to remove you from the area where her gun is not consistent with her trying to kill you, is it?
At that point, no.
So let's get into the incident here. What do you say happened? You say that Kelsey went into her bedroom after being in the baby's room, correct?
Yes.
You don't go in the room, right?
No, I stayed at the very top of the stairs right before the door frame.
So it's fair to say you're on the landing, the top of the stairs, looking into the room.
That's correct.
And the room's got a lot of furniture and a lot of things everywhere, right?
Yes.
So you say that Kelsey has a change in her demeanor, right?
Yes.
She starts to shake and get upset, shaking uncontrollably, you said, right?
Yes.
Then she lunges.
Yes.
She's on her knees.
She was, I believe, on her right knee.
You said that she pushed off her left leg and lunged, right?
Yes.
And at the time, you were 3 feet away from her.
Yes.
Maybe less.
Maybe.
So can we agree that's arm's length?
She was a little further away than arm's length, I would say.
So arm's length if you reach over me. How about
Yes.
that? Okay. And your testimony is that she lunges over and obtains a gun.
Yes.
Right. And she assumes a certain stance.
Can't be arm's length and reach over. Just pick one. It can't be both. Either it's arm's length or it's just longer. More.
Can you elaborate?
Well, you were there. What stance did she assume?
She pointed a gun at my face and pulled the trigger.
And yesterday when you were being questioned, you assumed a 2-handed stance to show that, didn't you?
That's correct.
And what do you call that kind of stance?
I don't know.
It's like a modified Weaver stance?
Yes.
So she assumes a modified Weaver stance.
How did he remember so fast? It's like, I don't know. Oh yeah, the modified the modified Weaver. Yes, damn, I forgot. Of all my 20 years of tactical training in the military and shit, I just forgot about the Weaver, and the modified Weaver. If there's a modified Weaver, there's a regular Weaver. So I think that the regular Weaver is outdated, so they've moved up to the modified Weaver. So, but he just didn't remember at first. What's up, Jax?
Can you stand up and show? a modified Weaver stance. That's just what it's called.
Okay.
Can you demonstrate to us what a modified Weaver stance looks like?
Do you want me to stand up and show these?
So are you asking from just in general?
Just to show the stance in general first. Yes, Judge. Thank you.
So she grabs it, comes up, pulls the trigger.
Well, that's not, I don't think that's what he was asking you. But
So just what's the modified Weaver stance? What is it?
Here.
He still
Can you
doesn't know.
describe it? What are you doing when you do a modified Weaver stance?
Strong side, strong side. All right. So if I'm righty, this is my strong side. That's going to grab the pistol, and I use my support hand to support the weapon.
Are you ready?
I'm sorry.
Are you ready?
I am.
You can have some things.
Thanks.
And you're saying that Ms. Fitzsimmons had the gun in that kind of a stance?
Yes.
And how far was the gun away from your face?
Mhm. It was right outside of arm's length.
So she's 3 feet away. She assumes the modified Weaver stance, so she's probably another foot or two towards you, right?
She stepped to the left. I don't know if she stepped towards me.
Well, your testimony was that she immediately lifted the gun to you and
Yes.
pulled the trigger and tried to shoot you right in the face.
Yes.
So the gun didn't go off.
No.
And there she is with the gun there. The guns didn't go off, and you're within feet of her and the gun that didn't go off, right?
That's correct.
And you didn't just grab her, did you?
No, I was in complete shock. And then she started backpedaling immediately and trying to tap and rack that weapon.
Right. So your testimony is that Kelsey goes from a wounded bird shaking uncontrollably to a female movie action hero, doesn't she?
Those aren't my words.
That's your description of what happened, isn't it?
I didn't describe that either.
So she gets the gun. She tries to murder you in the face.
Yes.
5 minutes after she has you feed her baby.
Yes.
She pulls the trigger, nothing happens.
Yes. It went click.
She stands up, right?
She was already standing.
So as she's standing, she shoots you, and she tries to shoot you in the face.
Yes. And then she started to backpedal.
So first she backpedals, then she sidesteps, she tap racks again, right?
Yes.
So in all this time, this is like the longest tap rack in history, isn't it?
It's 4 seconds.
So she gets up, she sidestep first or backpedal first?
Backpedals.
So she backpedals first.
And then sidestep. I would say maybe.
Yeah, that she tried to unalive you right in the face is like, wow. Okay. Okay. Well, he said that.
4 or 5, and then maybe another 3, 4 or 5 to her left, which is my right.
So she goes into action. She tapping the magazine and then racking the gun while she's moving around.
Yes, she's a well-trained police officer
Who's a whack job.
who tried to kill me.
So let's get the order straight. You said that she backpedals first
Yes, after she pulled the trigger.
and nothing happens.
Yes.
And then she taps the magazine
Yes.
and then racks the slide.
I believe her hand slipped off. That's when she went in, and I was giving her commands, don't do it. And she re-racks and started to bring her right arm up.
And then she does it again, right?
Yes,
And you actually have no idea whether she successfully racked it the first time or successfully racked it the second time, correct?
that's correct.
You don't know what happened.
No, I don't.
And so it takes a few seconds to take 4 or 5 or whatever steps back towards the air conditioner, right?
From beginning to end, when she pulled the gun on me and pulled the trigger, and by the time I shot her, it was right around 4 seconds total, if not 3.5. It was very fast.
So she goes from shaking uncontrollably, sad about her situation, crying, to being pretty nimble.
She wasn't crying.
She walks, she backpedals, you said, right?
That's correct.
Then she sidesteps
Yes.
to the air conditioner. And you had a look of panic on your face at that time, didn't you?
No.
You were flustered, weren't you?
No.
Well, you were in shock 5 minutes later, weren't you?
Hello.
After the incident and my adrenaline dumped, yeah, I was in shock then.
So at the time, getting back to the incident, Kelsey's by the air conditioner. She's backpedaled, she sidestepped, she tapped, she
All right. Well, okay. Just won the chat so far up until this point. She says, in the face keeps you from getting pregnant, though. Not a truer statement has been typed in this chat so far.
racked, she tapped, she racked, and then you shoot her.
Yes.
And you shot 2 shots. Where are we on the rapid succession? Which one do you want to go with? Rapid succession, or you shot, gave commands, and shot again? Which is it?
I was giving commands and shooting at the same time.
Well, your prior testimony was that you shot and pulled the trigger, gave commands, and you pulled the trigger again.
Yes.
I believe the IUD is only 99.9% effective. And I think the shot in the face is 100. It's a smooth, cool 100.0.
So was it that, or was it boom, boom, rapid succession?
It all happened in 4 seconds or less.
So you're a very well-trained SWAT officer. Yes?
Yes.
You're a firearms instructor.
No.
You're a patrol instructor, where you instruct other officers on the job, right?
Field training officer.
Field training officer.
Yes.
Thank you. And you've been doing this for 25 years?
No.
20 years.
Right around there, yes.
Okay, so you've been doing this for 20 years. And one of your thought processes was that you wanted to give your training and experience back to the North Andover PD where you started, right?
I hope no one reads this part of the chat tonight. in the in the live chat replay. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Are they talking?
Yes, and come back where I started.
And here,
Sick.
your first shot, you missed her from about 7 feet away.
I did. It was longer than 7 feet. It was at that point about 15 feet.
15 feet.
I would say.
Do you have any measurements on this?
No, but if you remove the bed and you were to walk diagonal from where I shot, it was probably around 15.
So the first shot you missed her and you hit the air conditioner. Is that right? Or
I didn't know where it went.
And the fact is that we have only one spent projectile in this case, right?
I'm sorry?
We only have one spent projectile in this case, correct?
I don't know what state police collected.
You weren't curious as to any of the paperwork or anything that happened in the case?
I believe they told me that there was one on the bed and one on the floor, I think, but I don't know where that one projectile comes from.
Did you know that there was one in the curtain next to the air conditioner?
No.
Have you looked at any photos from this at all?
Some, yes.
Did you know that?
Nope.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, just the photo. Yep. The record, exhibit 49, sir. See that?
Yes, that's the entrance to her bedroom.
And
Brado done give him the cotton mouth. He can't even talk up there. Done got dried out. Dried out like the end of the weekend for J7 and Walter.
is that a fair and accurate depiction of kind of the stuff that was there at the time?
I didn't see any of that at the time because I was facing forward. That's at a completely different angle.
Well, that's the area where you say that she lunged to, right?
There, yes, that would have been my left.
Now, at some point, there was a safe there, wasn't there? A green safe.
I have no idea what was there.
Didn't you speak with Officer Core at the scene?
Yes, I did.
And Officer Core, you said that you ordered him to do something. You remember that?
I did.
You ordered him to take the gun and get it out of there?
Yeah, if she would have tapped and racked 2 or 3 times, there would have been at least two rounds on the floor.
Secure it.
And what were you doing at
Unspent rounds. I mean, to be specific.
the time you ordered him to do that?
Rendering aid to Kelsey Fitzsimmons.
So you're over by the bed. He would have had to go in that area to get the firearm and secure it, right?
So I placed the firearm. You can't see the right side of the door frame. So if you were to walk into that bedroom and look right, there's some sort of, I don't know, nightstand or something. I put the weapon right there.
I'll show you exhibit 75. Is this the?
Oh, it's the white. Yes. That's it.
Is that where you put the firearm?
On top of that.
Now, let's just go with 75.
Thank you.
So let's talk about who touched the firearm. So Daley picks up the firearm, right?
Yes.
And the firearm was under Kelsey's leg, correct?
I don't know where it was. I was covering down. I know he flipped her over and found the weapon. I don't recall where it was.
Okay. You heard, second. So your testimony is that Kelsey's racking the gun, sidestepping, backpedaling, tap rack. And at some point she points the gun at you, right?
Her arm started to come up towards me.
Okay. So it's fair to say that she's back again, like you said earlier. She's starting to do this, right?
No Weaver stance.
Okay. So one hand.
It was.
Is that the FBI crouch? What do you call that? Is that
One-handed.
it's not called the FBI crouch?
I've never heard that term.
Okay. So she starts to point the gun at you. So we agree then that the gun is out in front of her, right?
It was in the upward position. It was coming up towards me. When I fired my second round, I saw her kind of buckle and she lowered her weapon and I stopped shooting and then she went to the ground.
You hit her in the chest and she goes flying back and lands on her back, right?
She didn't go flying back.
She landed on her back, correct?
She went down to the ground. I don't know which way she went. I think she crunched over.
Well, you knew she was on her back, didn't you?
I don't remember. As far as that goes, that's kind of a blur.
So the idea that she's got the gun out in front of her, she falls on her back. If the gun's underneath her, is this some sort of a magic gun?
I don't know where you're getting at.
Doesn't it make sense that if the gun is out here and she receives a force of a 9mm bullet pushing her back this way, how does the gun get all the way behind her and under her leg?
I have no idea. It's the way she fell.
So back to the notion of
Bullshit. You just said she was already in a crouching position. That's not very far to fall for somebody who's fucking 5'1" or 5'6" or 5'4", whatever she is. Come on, man. Nope. Get you some more of that water.
of who touches the gun. Daley picks up the gun, right?
Yes.
Daley puts it on the bed, correct?
Yes.
And you don't like that.
I don't. It's too close to her.
Well, she's sitting there with a gunshot wound to her chest with you there and Daley there. Isn't that fair to say?
Yes.
So then you touch the gun, right?
I do.
And then you move it to the white bookshelf.
Yes.
And then Core arrives. And
Yes.
you tell Core to grab the gun and secure it,
I
right?
did.
And then Core has it. Does he take it into the hallway?
Maybe. I remember just focusing my attention on Kelsey.
Sure, understandable. So you're focusing on Kelsey and you're giving her first aid.
Yes. Well, Lieutenant Daley was starting to work on her.
Well, is it fair to say that at first you still had your gun on her, but then you helped with first aid?
Yes. Okay. Afterwards.
So that was your primary focus, was that once you felt that she was not a threat to you on your testimony, you started to assist with the first aid, right?
Yes.
And you and Daley are rendering first aid, and then court comes, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you say, get that out of here, secure the gun.
Yep. Make it safe.
So it's fair to say that court does that, but your attention is not on what he's doing, it's on rendering first aid, right?
That's correct.
So you don't have any knowledge or observation of what Core did with the firearm, right?
No.
At some point, are you aware that Core takes the green safe and the firearm out into the hallway?
I didn't see him do any of
I show you exhibit 51. You recognize that?
that. Yes, I did.
So exhibit 51 is the left side of the door frame where you say that Kelsey lunged, right?
That's correct.
Is that how it looked when she lunged over there?
I didn't see that when I was in the hallway.
Do you know anything about that shoebox with the orange lining?
I have no idea.
Do you remember seeing that chest with the brown leather trim on it?
I thought it was an end table when I walked out of the room.
Do you think that the gun came from any of those areas there?
With how quick she grabbed it, I think it came from that box, but I don't know.
Exhibit 36. That's a picture of the stairway, right?
Yes.
It's pretty narrow.
Yes.
And you went up to the top and you were at that landing, right?
That's correct.
You never entered Kelsey's room?
No.
So you said that you were shocked that Kelsey was quickly grabbing the gun and putting it in your face?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that she'd gotten the drop on you, right?
Yes.
And at that point, you feared for your life, you say, right?
Absolutely.
And you panicked and you shot her.
No.
Well, you missed her from just a few feet away.
It's hard to shoot a moving target or anything moving.
Are you aware of the Post Commission?
Yes.
And you know that the Post Commission has issued regulations that are in the Code of Massachusetts Regulations?
Yes.
And you know that it's prohibited to use deadly force on a person who is exhibiting a danger only to themselves.
Absolutely.
And you knew that on June 30th, 2025, didn't you?
I've known that since I graduated the police academy in 2006 or even before.
Right. And you went in there thinking that Kelsey was dangerous and had guns and you might get into it, right?
That's inaccurate.
And that's why you had your gloves on, isn't it?
No.
You were ready to get wet.
No.
I'm sorry, ready to get what?
Get wet, you're on. And that's when you had to adjust the narrative, isn't that true?
No.
So you're going to maintain that you got into
Get what? Get wet? What's he talking about? He must be reading my chat on YouTube. He ain't trying to get wet.
a gunfight with somebody who was your colleague, right?
Yes.
Who had just given you her baby to feed 5 minutes earlier.
Yes.
Of her own volition.
Yes.
She developed some sort of a homicidal animus towards you for what Justin Aylaian just did to her, right?
I don't think it was unbeknownst to me. I didn't know Justin was in the house. I think I was standing in her way for her to get downstairs and kill Justin.
I assume this is in hindsight.
Hindsight, yep.
One more, please.
Take your time.
Did you have a taser?
I did.
Did you think maybe to use the taser when she pulled the trigger and the gun didn't go off?
No. You meet deadly force with deadly force.
She's 3 feet away from you?
Yes.
Could have just grabbed her, couldn't you?
No.
And if there was deadly force, you wouldn't have stopped at 2 shots, would you? You would
I-
empty that magazine right into her.
I stopped when she stopped. And that's what I'm trying to do. Stop the threat, not empty a mag.
What were some of the things that she asked you to bring downstairs?
I think there was a basket of books and I believe some clothes. I think she put them in a car seat.
What did you say to her when she asked you to bring them downstairs?
I said, we'll deal with that later. And I put them down.
What was her reaction?
She just kept packing stuff.
So you said that you started your career in the North Andover Police Department, correct?
That's correct.
And you left for the Lawrence Police Department in what year?
2011.
And then you were on the SWAT team from 2019 to 2024, correct?
That's correct.
And that you left North Andover to get a faster pace, right? What do you mean by a faster pace?
Busier. Are you talking about when I left North Andover to go to Lawrence or
Yes.
a busier atmosphere?
More action.
More calls for service.
More what? I'm sorry.
Calls for service.
Calls for service.
I wanted more experience.
And you were there for how long?
In Lawrence?
Yeah.
From 2011 to 2024.
2024, you go back to North Andover, correct?
Yes.
And you said that you wanted to bring your training and experience back to where it all started, right?
Yes.
Meaning you wanted to offer officers at North Andover the benefit of your training and experience, correct?
Correct.
You said that you only have 10 years left, getting older, the slower pace is what's needed, right?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that the stress of a busy urban department was getting to you?
No.
Well, you did tell Kelsey that you had PTSD, didn't you?
Absolutely not.
So slower pace, and you just wanted to grace the department with your training and experience, correct?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Judge, I told counsel that I would ask for a sidebar before the next topic.
Sure. So as I stated at sidebar, we should discuss in open court what was raised at sidebar, which we will do outside of Officer Nunan's presence. So we're going to take a break so that Officer Nunan can stand down. In the meantime, I want to direct this to the folks, the audience members. In case you weren't here yesterday, you should know there should be no recording, audio, video, photographs by anyone at all other than our couple of media representatives that have expressed permission. Okay, if you are caught doing so, you will be removed from this courtroom and the courthouse and told not to come back. Okay, do we understand each other? Thank you. We'll take a break.
All rise. We have the 15:36. Session, Your Honor, Rebecca, and recommend the Kelsey Fitzsimmons matter. All counsel and the defendants are present.
Okay. Okay, all right. All right, just for the record, Officer Nunan is not in the courtroom, correct?
No.
Okay, and Mr. Brado, do you have additional counsel sitting with you?
Yes, thank you. I wanted to introduce some attorneys that are on the list in the probate court, and I wanted to ask if it'd be all right if they were up here because they've been assisting us with various factual matters. Would that be all right? Recorded, they sit here.
Commonwealth, if you take a position?
No, they filed appearances in the tape.
Yeah, I think you'll have to file these limited appearances to the borough. That's fine. And let me get your names. So your names again?
Julie has.
Daniel?
Line 1, LE, open KRT.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let me just discuss what we were discussing at sidebar. So Mr. Brado came to sidebar, asked for permission to explore three areas on his cross of Officer Nunan. The Commonwealth reminded me that this topic or topics are addressed in a motion in limine that the Commonwealth filed prior to trial that I deferred ruling on, which is paper 62, Commonwealth's motion in limine to prohibit questioning regarding current duty status. Mr. Brado, let me just start by paraphrasing what I think the three areas are.
Yes, sir.
And then you can tell me. So you wish to explore three areas on cross with Officer Nunan on the grounds that the areas could show or do show that he was offered promises, inducements, or rewards for his testimony. Correct? That's the theory. The first being, generally speaking, that he was not drug tested after the shooting. Is that
Correct. That's right, Your Honor.
And you're, I'm sorry.
It was a town policy. It's a town policy that if there's a serious incident, that the town would drug test the officers involved.
Okay, so number two, and I may not have these in the order that you raised them. Number two was that essentially you allege Officer Nunan missed a shift sometime after the shooting. Perhaps it was, let's say, medication related, generally speaking. And number three, that Mr. Nunan, that Officer Nunan allegedly was placed on administrative leave, but allowed for more details, and that you believe that to be in violation of some policy or CBA.
Yes, Your Honor. You're either a policeman who can work or you're a policeman who can't work. You can't be performing details in uniform as a policeman. Fly
Okay.
around on critical incident leave because you can't work.
All right. So generally speaking, we did address some of this pre-trial in the sense that there was a Rule 17 motions, right, by the defense to get Officer Nunan's IAD files from Lawrence and North Andover PDs, which I believe Officer Nunan agreed, which is really unprecedented in my view, agreed to provide a waiver for him to get those. So bias in the sense that North Andover police, let's say, allegedly, and Officer Nunan are trying to curry favor with one another in lieu of their testimony, in lieu of his testimony here. Okay, let's just say arguably for a moment. But let's just go back now, Mr. Brado, what's your basis for saying that, for alleging that he wasn't drug tested and that there's some policy, or does the Commonwealth concede?
The Commonwealth he wasn't drug tested, but that the Commonwealth is that it's not the policy, there's no violation of any policy because the collective policy trumps the general personnel policies. And so in that way, there's no potential grounds for working. Can I put something else?
Yeah, please.
Right,
Sure.
again, it's both grounds for what we're doing. Officer Nunan provided grand jury testimony and reported to the Commonwealth days and then in August. And all of these incidents happened well subsequent to that.
I understand.
And there's no claim that Officer Nunan has substantially changed his testimony from what he or what he told the police on the like there. So again, there's no plausible showing or consideration in exchange for the testimony that has been remarkably consistent since July 3rd.
What do you say?
Did you say remarkably consistent?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think that's really the issue right here.
No, it is because the Commonwealth raises a good point. So even
Did the judge just say, did she say remarkably consistent?
Well, the other side of it,
no, even on my own theory, and I'm gonna just give me a moment. Even on my theory that arguably, let's say that each side, again, not the Essex DA's office or the prosecution team under Rule 14, but let's say the police department and Officer Nunan are trying to curry favor with one another. Ms. Moriarty does make a valid point that there still needs to be some showing that he's changed his story.
sure. I know that's a familiar topic that we all use in this area. Oh, they didn't change their testimony. That's not this. And here's why. This is a reward. It's after the fact. They're giving him rewards for his cooperation, to keep him happy. So he does well. So he's economically enriched. So he's treated nicely, and it's a reward.
Look at the eyebrows on this lady back here. She does not like that statement. Look, she got pissed.
That's why that doesn't apply here, Judge. It's he is being rewarded for his continued cooperation. It's not the typical one that we often deal with.
No, but let me just push back on that. So he's cooperative, but does his testimony, but he gave, I think this is what I heard, is he gave a recorded statement to the state police a few days after the shooting, right? So he's being rewarded for cooperation, what, for doing his legal duty, that is, show up when he's summoned to testify in open court?
I think the fact that there's a legal duty attached to someone testifying doesn't eliminate the fact that you can be rewarded for what you're doing. You can get special treatment outside the rules. And I think that goes to the heart of cross-examination, where if someone has a rule made up just for them, that they can be a cop on a detail, but they don't have to be on the schedule because they're out on leave because they can't perform their job. That's a remarkable, unprecedented, in my research and investigation, an unprecedented accommodation.
Well, is it unprecedented or is it legally binding part of the CPA?
No, it's in violation of that.
Okay, so I don't, go ahead, Ms. Maureen.
Judge, I'm frankly less concerned about this issue for your background. I think it's the right thing to do is to keep this as any other, as we treat any other witness, where it doesn't matter what employment decisions are made with the police and Officer Nunan now, if that's the employment decisions like IA files are not part of the prosecution team, are not part of the working, but they work with Officer Nunan, something without the approval of the district attorney's office. So I think that again, that interplay, if there is any interplay there, has nothing to do with Officer Nunan's testimony.
Okay, but Mr. Bradel says that this absence of drug testing was in contravention of the CBA.
I don't think he hasn't brought forward the CBA. He has no basis to ask the question for the commission.
All right, so Mr. Bradel, let's move on to the second point. Your second point is that Mr. Nunan, Officer Nunan allegedly missed a shift related to some medication. Let's leave. I don't need to know more. I mean, I know more because you've articulated that sidebar, but we don't need to rehash that. And you're saying, I think somewhere in your paperwork, that as a result of that missing the shift, I think you referred to it as AWOL, he received a written reprimand as opposed to some more significant action, adverse action. Correct? Is that generally what your theory is?
Generally, yes, Your Honor, with a little more elaboration, if I could.
Please.
So we've had a number of whistleblowers from the department approach us with information. And as a result of that, I will proffer to the court that I have a good faith basis to assert that.
To assert generally what
Your
sources. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make sure that no witness's reputation is attacked and destroyed on an illegal issue that I end up denying. All right. So I'm not saying that that's the case here, but let's just say, okay, let's skip that. You have a good faith basis to ask this. Okay. You say you have a whistleblower, et cetera. So you're saying that this again shows what, that he's receiving favorable treatment
for his continued cooperation. That's correct. That it doesn't have anything to do with changing his testimony, not changing his testimony, that he's being lavished with rewards. He is, and I won't say anything relative to any of his conduct, but that this reprimand letter was not going to be issued. And that at some point it was sort of after the fact thing that it was in fact issued for appearance's sake. And that originally there was going to be no sanction whatsoever and no exploration into and I won't.
All right, we get the gist of that. Let me see. And I know there's a couple more people that testified, but we're going to this. This is what we're going to. Hopefully the sound is good. It's Court TV. If not, I'll find it somewhere else. But yeah, let's get into this.
Kelsey Fitzsimmons, Fitzsimmons.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Do you mind? I'm just pulling that mic a little bit closer just so that we can hear you.
Is that better?
And I didn't hear your last answer.
I'm 29 years old.
29. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
And what's the town of your residence?
Currently, Newburyport.
Where'd you grow up?
Why you say that, next witness? Who's got it better? Oh, you want to do Maureen? All right. We could do Maureen. I would like better sound than Court TV usually has, so I might try to find it somewhere else too, just to check it.
Good morning. You can have a seat and pull yourself right up to that mic.
May I inquire, Your Honor? Yes. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Please state your name and spell your last name.
Maureen Teresi, Torrisi.
And where do you live?
In North Andover.
Okay, do you live in a condo complex there?
I do.
What do you do for a living?
No, I haven't heard it.
I am a stay-at-home mom, I guess. I guess I'm retired.
What are you retired from?
The construction industry and home staging, design.
How long have you been retired?
I closed my business, I think, 3 years ago. I had a large staging business.
How long have you lived in your condo complex in North Andover?
Since 2014.
Do you have a dog?
A dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have 2.
And do you walk the dog around the complex from time to time?
Every day.
Do you, in the course of walking your dog, have you ever made the acquaintance of one of your neighbors named Mr. Nunan?
I have.
And do you know who that is generally?
I do.
And how do you know him?
Walking the dogs. I knew him as Duke's father,
And
Duke is his dog's name. I've spoken, just in passing. The dogs interact and, just general talking about the dogs and whatever. So I'd spoken to him a few times and his wife, about the dogs and just general
Neighbors
stuff.
making small talk.
Absolutely.
Okay. And back in August of 2025, you had engaged him in some conversation about what was going on at the North Andover PD, right?
I did.
And is that what you said to him by way of initiating the conversation?
I did, yes. The beginning of it was just I had a razzing relationship with him, just regarding things going on in the world. And so.
Dogs barking. Let's see if this one sounds better. It does if you unmute it.
Complex there?
I do.
What do you do for a living?
She's in a box.
I am a stay-at-home mom, I guess. I guess I'm retired.
What are you retired from?
The construction industry and home staging, design.
How long have you been retired?
I closed my business, I think, 3 years ago. I had a large staging business.
How long have you lived in your condo complex in North Andover?
Since 2014.
Do you have a dog?
A dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have 2.
And do you walk the dog around the complex from time to time?
Every day.
Do you, in the course of walking your dog, have you ever made the acquaintance of one of your neighbors named Mr. Nunan?
I have.
And do you know who that is generally?
I do.
And how do you know him?
Walking the dogs. I knew him as Duke's father,
And Duke is his
dog's name. I've spoken, just in passing, the dogs interact and, just general talking about the dogs and whatever. So I had spoken to him a few times and his wife, about the dogs and just general
Neighbors
stuff.
making small talk.
Absolutely.
Okay. And back in August of 2025, you had engaged him in some conversation about what was going on at the North Andover PD, right?
I did.
And is that what you said to him by way of initiating the conversation?
I did, yes. The beginning of it was just I had a razzing relationship with him, just regarding things going on in the world. And so what I started with is, how do you like what's going on, in the world today or whatever? And he's like, I love it. And then I had asked, what's going on with North Andover, the town of North Andover?
What were you referring to when you said that to him?
What was going on at the department, as far as, the shooting, the cop being shot.
And did he?
And he first said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, you know, that press conference, the first press conference that was given made no sense. You know," and at that time he said, "I'm the shooter."
What, he said, "I'm the shooter"?
He said, "I'm the shooter."
And what did you take that to mean?
I said to him that he was the one that shot the other officer, is what I took that to mean.
Right. And then what happened?
I had asked him if, well, first I said, you know, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know when police officers have to discharge their weapons, it affects them. And I can't imagine having to do that with a colleague."
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get the end of that.
I said I couldn't imagine having to do that to a colleague.
And what did he say?
And he had said to me that sorry, I'm a little nervous. He had said that there was no choice to it. He had no choice, that he had to, she had the gun pointed at him when he came into the bedroom. And
Did he use any
he said
certain,
that,
pejorative about her?
I'm sorry?
Did he use any certain pejorative about her? What did he call her?
What did he call her?
Mhm.
Well, he didn't call her that at that time. He explained very, very briefly what had happened. And he said that when he came into the room, she had the gun pointed at him. And that it clicked. She clicked it. And I said, "So there was no bullet there?" And he said it clicked, and that he wasn't going to let her get a second shot off, and that he had to shoot her. And I'm like, "Well, that doesn't make any sense." And I had asked why they went to her house. The three of them went to the house instead of having her go to the station. And why wouldn't they, if they were going to the house to take a baby, why wouldn't they have had some social services there with them? And he said, "Well, she's a fucking whack job." I'm sorry.
Yeah. Here we go. This is gonna be a good one.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
You have to say what was said.
Okay.
And
And he said that she's an effing whack job.
so was that in response to you saying, "Why didn't you have social services go to the house"?
Yeah. And I was like, wow, that word is used.
Objection. Yeah, sustain. Next question.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So not what was said so much, but
Okay.
did you engage back with him about the, let's say, the propriety?
What's Maureen's part in it? Where does she work? What's her part? I honestly don't know.
Of that usage?
I did.
After that, did you end the conversation with him?
There was a little more conversation, and then it ended, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. How did you get involved in this case?
How did I get involved in it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, no, how did they know you heard this?
Objection relevant.
After the conversation that we had, I was shocked by it. I didn't even know Pat's first name
But
his
how
last.
did you contact someone?
I did. And a little bit after we had the conversation, probably a week afterwards, I did contact somebody.
Who?
That Mike Crawford, that
Oh my God. This is taking a serious turn.
White cryfish.
Wow. So she contacted,
This fuck. White cryfish.
and she was like, I need to get in touch with the defense team, Mr.
This fuck. White cryfish.
So she just called Monty Mike. If you want to get it right.
This fuck. White cryfish.
Yeah. I see now. Let's see where we're going.
I knew was in contact with the defense and, because I think there was a hearing, I'm not sure, but I know that Mike was in contact with them and I contacted Mike.
And so when was this? When was this conversation?
With Mike?
No, with.
I gotta get it set up right.
This fuck. White cryfish.
This conversation with Pat.
It was August 20th.
August 20th.
Yeah.
You were interested in this case from the beginning, right?
I'm sorry?
You were interested in this case from the beginning, weren't you?
No, I mean, I was interested in what was going on in my town, yes.
You're Maureen Sullivan, Teresi, correct?
I am.
And you post, and you make comments to newspaper articles, don't you?
About this?
Yeah.
I could have, yeah,
Okay,
sure.
Yes, you've shown it to defense.
Yeah.
This fuck. White cryfish.
Well, that's you, right? You reposted something on July 10th, correct?
When was this? July 10th. Okay, yeah.
And what did you repost?
Meaning what? What do you mean? What did I repost? It's a
Yeah, it's a simple question.
I'm sorry, it's an article from, looks like a post from Mike Crawford.
Right.
I reposted.
You know I gotta do it.
This fuck. White cryfish.
You reposted that. But
Yes.
Post, well, what did you repost?
What's, I can't see it. Like, what's the context of
When
Mike's?
you did it.
I
This fuck. White cryfish.
understand that.
What is that?
Hold on, please. I'm not raising my voice, anything more than to just, I have a timeout, but hold on 1 second, ma'am. Just wait for,
Okay.
and Mr. Gubitosi has to do the same. We can't have two people speaking over each other. So Mr. Gubitosi, why don't you ask the question again? All right. Thank you.
You don't remember what you reposted?
I can't see, no.
Okay.
From
Lisa?
July 10th, I can't read. My point being is, I'm sorry, I can't see it, is my problem.
If I may, for the witness, exhibit it up here, maybe it's bigger.
Any objection?
I don't see the relevance of this, Judge. I object.
Oh, I see the relevance.
This fuck. White cryfish.
All right, well,
And there's no foundation as to why it might affect her state of mind or otherwise.
all right, let's first things first, let's mark it for ID.
And I can't read it either for the record.
Exhibit E for identification.
Okay. All right, now, I guess my question for Mr. Gubitosi is, why would the, putting it on the screen,
I just want
allow
her
it to be more legible?
Well, it may be bigger, then I would ask her to go up to the screen to look at
What? Might be bigger. What?
This fuck. White cryfish.
it. Maybe it won't.
Is there an objection?
I can't read it, so I don't know what it says, so I don't know if I should object to it.
All right, so let's take it a step at a time. So, you can, put it on the screen, she can take a look and just yes or no whether
it allows her to read it. You can get off the stand and approach the screen.
This fuck. White crap.
If you'd like. I'm sorry, Mr. Nguyen, that was exhibit what? E.
Read the big print.
Up here?
Yeah.
Attorney Tim Brado of North Andover Police use of deadly force against his client. North Andover Police Officer Kelsey Fitzsimmons.
Okay, and so it's a statement, I'll let you get back at that.
Just for the record, I could not hear what she just said. I could see
I can
something.
read it from
but-
here, the big,
Okay.
right, it's just my eyesight's horrible.
Sure.
Yeah, I just can't read the context. It says Attorney Tim Bradle on North Andover Police use of deadly force against his client. North Andover Police Officer Kelsey
Okay, so you reposted
Fitzsimmons.
the statement that Attorney Bradle made about the case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said you comment about news articles also, correct?
I have no idea.
Okay, may I look again, Your Honor? Yes. I'm going to show you and just ask if you can look and see if you recognize that. What's that date?
August 14th.
Okay, and do you see something that you wrote?
Probably this.
This fuck. White.
Just yes or no.
I'm just, yes, that's my name, and yes.
I think that was too fast. Hold on.
This fuck. White cry.
Well, it's a comment.
It's a comment
To
that
a
you
post.
made to an article, correct?
Well,
Hold on one second. Mr. Martin, please. And Mr. Bradley, you've seen this?
I have it. Okay. Exhibit F, Samar.
Thank you.
So August 14th, you commented, correct?
I did.
Can you read what you said?
Can I read it?
Can you read out loud what you said?
Oh, sure. Joseph LaHood, who's the
It gets stuck in your head, doesn't it?
This fuck. White cry fish.
commented too. Yeah. Got proof or evidence of this narrative? This incident was a setup from the get-go. Their narrative will not pass the smell test. I hope all involved are ready for their tireless scrutiny that independent media will bring to light through extensive research. Ask Norfolk County, Mass State Police, and Canton Police are doing these days. We have just begun.
So we have just begun. So you feel like you have a stake in this game?
Not at all.
You feel that you're akin this to the Karen retrial, right?
Yes.
That there's a cover-up.
Well, not that there's a cover-up.
Well, those were your words, weren't they?
I don't know. Is that what it says in there? I forget what that says in there.
A setup from the get-go, correct?
Correct.
And tireless scrutiny that independent media will bring to light through extensive research. And then you mentioned Norfolk, Mass State Police,
Yep.
and the Canton
I
Police,
did.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. So a cover-up.
Well, yeah, it's the judicial system seems to be going awry, and there's more eyes on things now.
Okay, I'm going to show you something else. I'm sorry.
Let's have that mark on your way up. Thanks.
Brado looked at it and he's like,
This fuck. White cry fish.
Exhibit G, Samar.
Can you first look at it, see if you recognize it?
Sure.
Okay, so look at the first page. Do you recognize what that is?
I do.
Okay. Can you flip to the second page and see if you made a comment to that?
Yep, I sure did.
Can you read the first page? How about it?
The post itself?
Yeah.
Today, it's from the North Andover Police Department. Today is National Police Women's Day. Please join us in recognizing Sergeant Katie. What's her last name? Do you
If
want
you
to
can't
spell
read the
it?
last name, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Sergeant
she said, did she say Sergeant Shitty?
Julie. Today is National Police Women's Day. Please join us in recognizing Sergeant Katie. What's her last name? Do you You want to spell it?
last name, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Sergeant Julie Nigro and School Resource Officer Stephanie Rizzo. They have over 43 years of combined experience, and it shows, as all three demonstrate strong leadership inside and outside our department walls. We appreciate their immense dedication to helping both residents and visitors in the North Andover community every day. Thank you for your service.
And you commented on that, correct?
I sure did.
What did you say?
Wow, let's hope they stay safe from their colleagues.
Thank you. I have nothing else.
Redirect. All right, you may step down.
Thank you, sir.
Defense, you may call your next.
All right, we good to go to this. All right. This is what I've been waiting for. Or do we need to do another one to keep y'all satisfied? Either way. Where are you? There you are. We good to jump to Kelsey? Everybody good with that? We only skipped 2 people, which is pretty good. We could have skipped a lot more. So I've been waiting to watch this. Let's get it. But just for old time's sakes, let's do this.
This fuck. White Cryford. This fuck. White Cryford.
My older brother, my biological older brother, Stephen Jr., and then I have my stepfather, William Page, his 2 kids that I consider my brother and sister, Madison and William.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the names.
My younger brother and sister are Madison and William.
Madison and William, did you say that they were steps of
They're step, yes.
Try to keep your voice up.
Okay, sorry.
Use the mic,
Okay.
kind of like I am like that.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Kelsey. So you guys are a close family, right?
Yes,
And they've been with you through this process the whole time, right?
the whole time.
When did you graduate high school?
2015,
Did you go to college?
I did.
And where'd you get your degree from?
I got my degree from Fisher College. I got my Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice,
What year was that?
2020.
What were some of the awards and distinctions you received at Fisher College?
I think my junior year, I was inducted into the Criminal Justice Honor Society. In my senior year, I was voted in as the president of the Criminal Justice Club, and I just worked closely with campus police there and the advisor of the Criminal Justice Club.
Did you work while you were in college?
I did.
Where'd you work?
I worked for the college as a work study, and I also worked as like a host / waitress down the street at a restaurant called Cheers.
Did you do any security work?
Yeah, in 2016, I was hired by Fenway Park Security, and I believe I worked there in 2017. And like throughout all of Fisher College, I worked for campus police as a work study, like a dorm proctor, checking IDs of students.
After graduating Fisher College, you have the B, is it a BA or a BS?
Yes.
BS in criminal justice.
Yes.
And what was your kind of goal for your life and your career with that degree?
When I graduated, it was the peak of COVID, so everything got a little confusing on what my next steps were. My plan originally was to try to go straight to a police academy, but when
What is wrong with this lady? I just don't see her and this Justin kid hooking up. Unless she had like a thing for firefighters or something. But I don't really see it. Maybe all these women in here, maybe. Do y'all see it? I just don't really see it. Sorry.
I graduated, there was no police academies running, so I decided to, because I love school, I decided to further my education and go to law school.
Where did you go? And tell us about law school a little bit.
I went to Massachusetts School of Law. I did about 3 semesters, and then some academies started to run again.
Did that change your pathway?
It did.
What happened?
The Essex County Sheriff's Department started doing Sheriff's Department academies again. So I applied to be a corrections officer, and that was in 2020. And I went through their academy in 2021. Their academy is at the Northern Essex Community College in Haverhill.
How is he broke? I thought he made like 120 grand a year or 118 or something like that. He should have a little money.
Massachusetts.
And what was the course of study? Just in general, what did it entail and how long was it?
It was 3 months. It had to do with just the training of being a corrections officer. Our whole job was safety and security of the inmates that were housed in the jail. So it went a lot into safety and security.
So you spent 3 months at the Sheriff's Academy?
Yes,
And you were hired by the Essex County Sheriff?
I was, yes.
When was that roughly?
That was in 2021. I think it was September of 2021.
What was your kind of original first assignment when you got to the Sheriff's Department? How did you start there?
I worked in housing. I was assigned to housing the whole time I worked there.
Did you have any other jobs while you were at the Essex Sheriff?
When you pick up an overtime shift there, they kind of just throw you in where somebody's needed. So I did a lot of different jobs just through all the overtime.
And where's my wife? Anybody see my wife? I know she's listening. I haven't seen her chat. Bring your ass in here.
Time I worked, which included transportation of inmates to and from court. I would work in programs. They have church and school for the inmates that reside there. And there's outer perimeter security where you drive a cruiser around the perimeter of the jail to ensure no one's coming in or out. I did things like that on my overtimes.
Okay. And in terms of the transport, you were actually the person that kind of comes to here to court, goes into lockup, delivers prisoners, picks up prisoners, brings them back?
Yes.
How long were you at the Essex Sheriff?
About 2 years.
What, and at that point you had a career path decision, right? A
Yes.
different decision.
I did.
What was that decision?
I always knew I wanted to be a police officer.
And was there some
What you got a trigger warning for? See, I told you she's listening on the TV. Just in case I play some of her music. I don't know. Nothing. Just wondering where you were at.
opportunities that came up in that respect?
Yes, while I was working for the Sheriff's Department, I had moved to North Andover. I really liked the town I lived in, and I wanted to work in it as a police officer.
So what did you do?
I applied to the North Andover Police Department.
Did you interview with Lieutenant Daley? Was it?
I did. He was on a panel interview. They call it like an oral board. It included Lieutenant Daley and several other members of the North Andover Police Department.
And I take it that you're not going to get hired there unless they approve you.
Yes.
And that happened, and you were hired?
Yeah, they do an extensive hire check.
Background check and so
Yeah,
forth?
like, there's a lot that goes with it.
What you would expect in terms of a police officer getting hired?
Yes.
What's the first step when you get hired as a police officer? What do you do next?
You have to go to the police academy for 6 months.
So you've been through a 3-month Essex Sheriff Police Academy, training academy, and now you're about to start a 6-month North Andover Police Academy training, right?
Yes.
And where did that training take place?
That also took place down the hall at Northern Essex Community College in Haverhill.
And you spent 6 months going to that?
6 months, yes.
Was that, is that something where you like stayed there the whole time, or did you come and go? Did you commute? How does that work?
I commuted. I got there in the morning, left sometime in the evening, and we had weekends off. So it was 5 days a week.
When did you graduate from there?
I graduated in May of 2024.
And did you run for any positions within the academy that they have?
Yes, while I was in the police academy, I ran for treasurer, and I became the treasurer of my class.
And what does that entail?
That entails everything financial through our academy. I would collect, we had like academy dues, I would collect them, and we would purchase things that we wanted, such as like sweatshirts and sweatpants to wear for our PT days, as well as an academy sweatshirt. I also planned our graduation party. So I had to book it, collect the funds for it, and plan it.
And is it a situation where there's different classes going on at once, like class of 2020, class of 2021, like that?
Yeah.
And you were the class of 20?
Well, my class was called Rock 5. So I don't know how the numbers go, but the one before me was 4 and the one after me was 6. I was Rock 5, ROC 5.
All right. And when did ROC 5 graduate?
May of 2024.
And you graduated with the class?
I did.
And what was your first assignment with the North Andover PD?
You first go to patrol on FTO, and FTO is meaning you're with a field training officer. So you ride with somebody in the same cruiser for a period of time.
And who were your field training officers?
So I had several, because you do different shifts. I had field training on day shift. My field training officer was Officer Tierney. I had field training on the 4 to midnight shift, and my field training officers were Officer Furman, now Detective Furman, and Officer Sousa.
The entire time you were there, were there any other FTOs that you had, just to kind of list them all out?
I think there's multiple officers there that are FTO trained, but those were the ones that were assigned to me to train me.
So you were, I'm sorry.
I'm just asking for an 8 ball and $2 million.
Thank you. So, Ms. Fitzsimmons, in your employ at the North Andover PD, you assumed the job of a regular patrol officer at some point, I take it?
Yes, I was a patrol officer.
And after you finish with field training officers, do they have some sort of a say and report back to the administration or the supervisors about how you're functioning?
Yeah, so the supervisor on your shift, your field training officer gives them, like, I think it's a weekly report of how I did on calls and what calls we went on together and how I performed, stuff like that. And eventually, I think, I don't know exactly how many weeks I was on field training, but after it's complete, the sergeant will take you in his cruiser and you drive his cruiser and respond to calls or make traffic stops. And then he decides if you are signed off on, and I was signed off. And that day I got my own cruiser.
And when was that, if you remember, just roughly?
I think it was in end of June or early July of 20.
Yeah, so let's just talk about it because what she's about to talk about. So that nobody is ill prepared for somebody speaking about suicide. So, trigger warning, be warned. I get it if you don't want to hear it.
24.
And just a few things I want to just tick off on the list of things a police officer does. Did you serve restraining orders?
I have before.
Have you testified in court?
I have.
And you've made arrests?
I have.
Now, at the time, moving over to your personal life, at some point you met someone named Justin Aylaian, right?
Yes.
And what was your experience with Justin Aylaian in a nutshell?
My experience in a nutshell, we met through Facebook. We went on a few dates. We ended up hitting it off. Was in the academy we were dating. He is a North Andover firefighter. At my police graduation, he pinned me, and then I would see him on calls sometimes. And we eventually moved in with each other. We got engaged. We had a baby.
And what was the baby's name? What's the baby's name?
My son's name is Caden.
How old is he today?
He's 13 months.
And Justin Aylaian is the father?
He is.
What happened on June 30th of 2025?
On June 30th of 2025, I woke up in the morning.
Let me be more specific.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did he take any actions relative to you in terms of your relationship that day?
Yes.
And what did he do?
He obtained a restraining order against me.
Is it fair to say that he broke up with you via a restraining order?
Yes. I did not speak to him. I realized our relationship was over when a restraining order was handed to me.
So let's rewind the events of the event. So that morning, were you home?
I was.
Who was home?
So my sister slept over the night.
Is there anything documented about like domestic violence with the two of them? Like a reason for him to be scared? Because he really is scared. Hello, Sarah. Was she like beating him up and stuff? Threatening him? What was the basis for the restraining order?
Previous, so June 29th to June 30th. So she was over in the morning.
Maddie.
That's Madison, yes. I was with my son. I had work at 1 p.m. I had to go to CPR training at 1 p.m.
Now, had you been out of work for a while?
I was, yes.
And when did you first go out of work?
I worked up until I gave birth. Caden came 5 weeks early, so I wasn't expecting it. So I went out basically the day I gave birth. And
his birthday is what?
February 16th, 2025.
Now, when you were seeking to go back to work, did you get cleared to go back to work in June of 2025?
Yes.
Did that entail going through certain trainings and getting reviewed and stuff?
It did.
What was the event on the 30th that you had to do to finish that off?
I had CPR training at 1 p.m. on the 30th scheduled.
Was that your last thing you had to kind of go through?
That was it. Yep.
Were you seeking to see Justin Aylaian that day?
Yes, we had spoken through text and on the phone in the morning. I was asking if he would come home because he hadn't been home in days to be with Caden while I went to work. And his response basically was, I can pick him up and watch him. And I said, you're not a babysitter. So there was a bit of argument about that.
Text argument.
Yeah, I was like, you're his dad. You're not a babysitter. You can come home. I don't understand picking him up. And
Yeah, I heard the calls. He had like a serious sense of urgency. He needed to get in that fucking house. He needed to get his damn clothes. He needed to get in there. And then when he did get in there, he went straight to the fucking basement. So all your shit's in the basement? They should have like sent a cop down there with him since they're escorting everybody. And it's a volatile situation. He's been calling the fucking police station every day trying to get a free detail.
Watching him, that was very odd for me to hear as his father.
Moms don't like when dads say they're going to babysit their own kid, right?
Yes, like your dad.
And at some point, just to kind of cut to the chase on that, you made a plan to meet up in North Andover?
Yeah, there was a lot of texting back and forth. He originally said yes, and then he said no, and then he said, I'll meet you tomorrow. And I said, you have work tomorrow? That doesn't make any sense. He worked a 24-hour overnight shift. So,
There's something about gas money as well?
yeah, he said that he couldn't drive from Stowe, Massachusetts to North Andover because he had no gas in his truck. And I just was trying to get him to meet me. I'm like, we need to figure this out. I go to work in a couple hours. Like, we need to figure this out. He called me while I was driving to work and said, I'm on my way to North Andover.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Let me just rewind you
Okay.
a little bit. So there's some texting about this, right? And the texting that you have and that's been kind of passed.
Yes, but he bailed on that fucking luggage, son. I doubt he went back and got it. But something was in there. Must not have been bad enough where he got so scared that he couldn't hold on to that fucking luggage too. But yeah, they should have looked through that and been like, hold on, let me look what you got in there so that I don't get in trouble as a cop. I don't want to search it, just open it. Let me make sure ain't nothing crazy in there.
Around in the case. It doesn't end up with,
Oh, and why do you want to go straight to the fucking basement? Go get your clothes and shit. Go get some of your stuff.
okay, I'll come and meet you at the North Andover Common, right?
No.
So was that arrangement made outside of those texts?
Yes, like looking back now, I think it was strategic, but
All right, well, just, I don't want to
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to ask for your opinion
Okay,
on it. I
sorry.
just want to, factually, I'd like to ask you, were there a couple calls back and forth that kind of
Yes.
set that up once and for all?
Yes, he called me on my way to work. I decided I'm going to bring my son with me, which wasn't a big deal. But when I was on my way, he called
Well,
me.
hold on a second, just to be, yes.
I just need to confer with our court staff. Mr. Wayne, can you turn the?
Thank you.
Oh, fuck. Nice. I was muted the whole time, huh? Perfect. Well, half of it's hard to read anyways. And it's overlapped about 10 times. Yeah. Oops. Anyways, we'll go over it again. Since it was hard to read the first time anyways. Kelsey Fitzsimmons is a danger to myself and our son, along with herself. On Saturday night, June 28th, Kelsey struck me with a closed fist 3 times to my face. I was scared she would not stop. My brother and sister heard noises and knocked. Yeah, and knocked. I was able to open the door and she immediately said she didn't do anything. I grabbed my arm. No. Grabbed my arm and ripped me. I don't understand that. Pulled me back into the room, maybe. My brother and sister came in and she said she didn't do anything. I feared for my life. All right, where's the overlap? Let's see. Family and friends reported that even after I left, she physically hit them to try to get to me. And her friends called the Bethel police in Maine, whatever police in Massachusetts, North Andover police in Massachusetts, because they thought she might try to hurt herself, the baby, or me. Overlapped again. Kelsey something, Zam. What the hell is that? Zam. While heavily intoxicated and fighting her friends, that she would leave to get the baby. Her parents took our son from my parents in the middle of the night, saying they didn't come what manic? They didn't what? Whatever. What manic state she was in. They were taking the baby to her. Today, Kelsey is threatening to take the baby far, far away for a long time. This is how she has spoken about unaliving herself in the past. I fear that she will unalive the baby at any moment. She punched her stomach repeatedly. That's a weird after David. Maybe somebody should have copied that better. Damn. A little weird. Yeah, it should be more legible since it's not in cursive, but those overlaps, they're tough. All right, let's get back to this. That took double time. My bad.
In the community room, I was told prior that's where it was going to be held. So right when you walk through the officer's entrance of the police department, the community room is the first door on your right. So I just entered right through there.
And you had your baby?
I did.
And it's fair to say this isn't a visit to the police department where you're in full uniform or anything, right?
No, I was in a t-shirt.
And that's because you're going to be training, working on, those rubber dummies that you train for CPR with, right?
Yes.
Who met you when you got to the police department? Who was there?
Detective Gordon was conducting the training.
So did you say Gordon?
Gordon, yeah, Gordon.
And you saw him?
Yes, he was conducting the CPR training.
Did you see any other friend and colleague officers around that time period?
I saw Lieutenant Domenico as well.
Did you have a chat with him?
We didn't really talk because I was in the middle of the training. It was just we waved to each other when he was walking.
We finally got confetti on that little goal. Ooh, that was tough. The smaller ones, they kind of hurt. Excellent. Thank you.
Out of the door.
What happened with Caden while you were doing the training?
I asked Detective Gordon if he wanted to hold him because I figured he hasn't held a baby in a long time, so it's kind of funny seeing guys that haven't held a baby in a long time, and they're like, but
Did he hold a
he
baby?
did, yeah,
And it's, is he someone that you trust to hold your baby?
absolutely, yes.
Do you let just anybody hold your baby?
No, Detective Gordon was my drill instructor for my 6-month police academy, so I knew him more because of that. I saw him every day for 6 months.
Trust him?
Yeah.
And how did the training go?
It went fine, normal, passed.
How did that, how long did it take?
It takes about an hour.
What time did you finish?
I think it was around 2 p.m.
Who else did you see while you were at the station?
Just listening to a minute ago, I had texted, I was supposed to pick up my radio from an administration office upstairs. And I had texted the person that was giving me the radio and said, I'm just going to grab it tomorrow because I was like more focused on go to the park. So I was like, I can just drive to the station tomorrow and grab my radio.
Were you, quote unquote, on the schedule?
Yes.
Start soon?
Yes.
And what was the schedule when you were going to start?
I was going on to the day shift, which is 8 to 4 p.m. And I was supposed to start on July 4th.
You left the police station at about what time?
Detective Gordon walked me to my car. I probably pulled out around 2:05.
Where'd you go?
I drove down Osgood Street to the Common.
Who's this guy, Hunter Hassan?
That was one of Justin and I's mutual friends that lives in the town of North Andover.
Did you go by his house?
Yes. So the only logical way to get to the Common from the police station is to take Osgood Street, which is what I did. And he lives on that street. So I had to drive by his house when I was on my way to the Common.
Did you see anything at his house that surprised you?
Yes.
What did you see?
When I drove by, I saw Justin's truck. And at first I thought nothing of it. I thought maybe he got into town before I got out of training and stopped in, like that would be normal. But then I started noticing other cars I recognized there as well. And
Whose cars were those?
I saw my maid of honor's car, Katrina Caruso. I also saw people standing outside near his pool. I know I saw his sister, Courtney, Justin's sister, and I know I saw Michelle Mitchell, which was another one of my bridesmaids. So I was like, what is going on?
And
right now?
this meeting was not something that you knew about?
No, I was supposed to be meeting Justin.
Let's check this out together real quick. I guess it's from today. Nick's Rakita's room. So Mike was on the show, or he was trolling Mike?
The Idiocracy line. I
Yeah,
like
Kelsey
money.
did go. Oh, Jay Brill in the chat. I saw JFK today. MC. Cossy G. What's up, bro? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Get it,
I gotta
Cossy.
say, Cossy G, you were the one, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that said get the fucking coins. Don't just buy the funds. I got some coins now, bro. Like I
he's talking about silver and gold.
Where did he get the coins? Oh, he's buying them like off late night TV. That's pretty cool.
Your props.
I didn't know Mossy G or Cossy G was Jewish.
Gold and all that shit's starting to go down again. Buy. I think you're right, bro. Buy the coins. Get them in hand. Don't tell anyone like I do though. Get a safe.
Well, he has
Hide 'em
some
at
super
your
chats.
your relatives' homes if you trust them.
I just saw his super chat.
Thank you, MC Kazi G. He's also a member here.
That's so he can watch your shit that you put behind the paywall, dummy.
Oh God, I hate you guys.
I never wanted to be famous, but I kind of have a little niche fame with like I don't know, how many millions of views do we have on YouTube and Facebook?
How many?
I know it was at least over 15 or 20 million on YouTube, at least.
That's pretty
Something
cool.
like that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's not like selling 15 or 20 million movie tickets or
Nope.
CDs back in the day, but
Not
it's
the same.
It is a number. It
Not
is a
even-
number.
It is a number.
It's fucking weird.
So there's 11.
I thought I was going to peak in high school when I won that title, the Timberlane. That was supposed
But you rose to fame and fortune and dog walking.
to be my peak. Or when I was at AIG, or when I booked the Hemp Fest.
Well, when is your peak?
That's
Like
the one
when-
time I kind of did get a little head.
What is it?
I gotta say,
he got a little head.
but there's also a lot of fuckery going on back then too.
He just said he got a. That was the
Same
time he
old
got a little
shit
head.
too. When people try to ride on your coattails and get all weird.
Okay.
Haters mean you're doing your job. They do. It depends who hates you too, and why they hate you. That's a big one. Why do they? That's always the question.
Why do people hate anybody?
Like I really did nothing wrong. I just except I called out shit. I was too vocal.
Like I did. I see. I
So you're doing debauchery during the daytime today, huh? Cool.
Justin was at our mutual friend's house with people, and I just like was so thrown off. I was confused.
Did you actually see Justin as part of those people you saw around his pool?
I drove by quick. I saw a group of people. I recognized the trucks and the people I did definitively see. Yes. I know Justin was there.
From the truck?
Yeah, from his truck.
Okay. So in terms of your confusion, are you wondering if he's there or if he got a ride to the common or something like that? What did you just stop there and say, hey, what are you doing?
Well, because I was just driving by, and then I was like, well, that was weird. So I tried calling Justin, and then that's when it just like communication stopped. No more, he was not answering my texts. He was not answering any more phone calls. I even went as far to text his friend Hunter and say, what is going on right now? And am I allowed to say what Hunter said back to me?
So did he respond to you?
He did, yes.
Did it affect your state of mind about what was going on?
No, it confused me even more because he said, oh, everyone's just meeting up for people who forgot things at the house from the bachelorette party that happened a couple of days prior. He said everyone was meeting there to pick up things that they forgot. And I was like, meeting in North Andover. And I was trying to make sense of it. And I was like,
did that add to your confusion?
yeah, because I was like, this person lives.
Sorry. You already have a question?
So who said this and how? I didn't catch.
So I had texted when Justin had stopped answering me.
Yeah.
I texted his friend whose house he was at, and I knew he was there because I had to drive by from.
This is Hunter.
This is
Okay,
Hunter.
all right,
Yes.
now I get it.
Okay. Yes. So I texted Hunter, and he told me everybody was meeting there to get things that they left at the bachelorette party, and so that's in my mind that made me even more confused. It didn't make sense because everybody lives here, there. Why meet in North Andover?
Let me stop you right there. So as a result of that kind of adding to your mindset, sounds like adding to your confusion, right?
Confusion, yes.
Did you stick to the plan to go meet him at the common or did you divert somewhere else?
No, I went to the common.
And you got there what time?
I was probably like 2:10.
And did you wait there with Kaden?
I did.
And approximately how long did you wait if you can remember?
It was at least an hour. It could have been more.
Did he ever show up?
He never showed up.
What time did you make a decision to get out of there at some point?
Yeah, well, I was receiving other phone calls, which were adding to my confusion.
Not what was said, but from whom?
They were from Michelle.
And she was the woman who testified here yesterday, right?
Yes.
And she indicated that she was trying to meet up with you and you were
To get coffee.
and you were trying to focus on
I said,
meeting with Justin.
Trying to meet Justin. Okay. Like, I love you. I'll call you later. Trying to meet my fiance.
To Michelle, you said that.
Yes.
Okay. Did you go home after that?
Yes.
What time did you go home?
It was at least an hour after 2 p.m. So sometime around maybe 3:30, because I know I was waiting a while at the park. Caden's bottle had run out of milk, so or formula, I had to go home.
Now, as you sat here for the last couple of days, you've heard a lot of business about where you parked your car. Do you remember that? So you didn't park in your driveway, right?
No.
And you're adjacent to a school at 125 Phillips Brooks Road, right?
My neighbor to my right. is
And I should say for the record, your home is 125 Phillips Brooks
That's my
Road,
home.
single family house in North Andover, right next to what school?
the Atkinson Elementary School.
And there's a big parking lot next to your fence line?
Yes.
And when you came back from the common, you parked in there.
Yes.
Why did you park in there?
Because I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was going on. I first have my fiance just not showing up to meet me and not talking to me anymore. And then somebody that doesn't know I saw them trying to call me, and they're trying to meet up with me. I'm trying to meet up with Justin. And a bunch of other people were there. That didn't make sense. And I thought they were going to come to my house or something. So I didn't want anyone to know I was home. So I just parked at school.
Okay. Did this have anything to do with the North Andover Police
It
Department?
had nothing to do with the North Andover Police Department.
So you parked at the school, and as a young new mom, you probably had a lot of stuff you had to carry.
I had his diaper bag. I had him in his little carrier. And I think I had my phone in my hands and my house keys.
You walked around and you went to your door.
Yeah, it was genuinely a 60-second walk to my car to my house.
Sure.
From my car to my house.
And you went into that porch door that we've seen on the video.
Yeah,
here,
my
right?
front door, it leads to a porch.
And then you got up on the porch and you make a left into another door into the house, right?
Yep.
Okay. What happened when you first got home? What'd you do?
I made Kaden a bottle. I called my mom. I asked my mom if she would come over because of what do I do? Like, what's going on?
So you wanted some support from mom?
Yeah, so like advice. My mom's my best friend. I knew she'd come over and maybe like have a
Figure
different.
this out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll withdraw that, Judge. I'm just trying to move. What was your?
Mr. Bradoff, I assume the objection is for leading? Okay, all right, yeah, if you could just stay away from leading, thank you.
What was your state of mind about having mom come over?
I was sad. I was really confused, and I wanted her advice.
How far away does your mother live?
She lives in Methuen, so her house is about 17 minutes away, but I think she was on her way home from work at the time, and she has to drive right by my house, or my old house.
How was Caden at the common and then getting home? How was he behaving in terms of fussiness, or was he okay, or sleeping, or quiet, or what?
I ran out of his bottle while at the common. I thought I'd brought enough. I think if our plans played out, I would have had enough for taking a walk in the common, but because I was waiting for so long, I ran out of his bottle and he started crying. I drove right home.
And then at home, you made another bottle and started to give him the bottle?
Yes, beat him.
Okay. What time did your mother get there? Approximately.
Like maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I got home.
And you did you visit with your mom for a while and consult with her on the situation?
Yeah, we sat on the couch while I fed Caden. She did some my house was messy, so she was just trying to pick up around the house a little bit for me. We were talking.
Okay. And did she leave at some point?
She did.
When was that?
Probably had her over for about an hour. Maybe like 5 o'clock she left.
Was her car in the driveway?
Hers was, yes.
And obviously she got in the car and left in her car.
Yeah, I told her that I was going to be packing and probably going camping with my son, which is normal for me. My family owns land. We call it our happy place. I've been going there since I was a baby. So I was going to go there to clear my mind since Justin wasn't going to meet up with me. I just figured I don't have work till the 4th. So that's what I'm going to do.
The idea of sitting around.
I just didn't.
No, I'm
Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
So next question.
Why did you want to go up to the land?
To clear my mind. I've brought Caden there 2 times before, and like, for a 4-month-old baby, he crushed it up there. He loved it. So I just thought, I texted Justin, I'm going to my land. He knows what that is. He proposed to me there. He knows I call it my happy place, and I told him I'll send me pictures when I get service, and I love you because there's not good service up there. And that was the last thing I ever said to Justin.
When your mom pulled out of the driveway, did you get a visit from the North Andover police?
I heard someone knocking on my front door when I walked up to the porch.
How long after your mom left did the police knock on your door?
I know now approximately 3 minutes.
And what were you able to do to figure it out pretty well?
My home has a lot of surveillance. My dad owns a security company, so my home had a lot of surveillance outside. So I was just curious, like, how long was it after my mom left that the police came? And I believe it was about 3 minutes approximately.
Can you use the video system to refresh yourself on lap time intervals and such?
Yeah, yes.
And while we're on that topic, are there timestamps on the clips from your house?
Yes.
And do you have any knowledge of the accuracy of those timestamps?
At some point, one of the daylight savings happened, so my cameras were 1 hour off.
And how off? Like which way off were they?
Like if it said it was 5 o'clock, it was actually 4 o'clock.
Okay, so it's an hour ahead.
Okay.
So,
hour ahead.
All right. So in terms of any clips that come from your house, does the timestamp show hour ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
So are you referring to what's in evidence?
Yes.
Okay, all of those video clips?
Yes, Your Honor. So just want to make sure, did we say that right, that the clips are an hour ahead, or is the actual clip an hour behind?
I have to think about this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can come back to it later. I do that all the time. That's okay. How long after your mother left did you hear a knock on the door?
Like 3 to 5 minutes.
Where were you when you heard the knock?
I was sitting on the couch feeding Caden.
What did you do when you heard the knock?
I put the bottle on the coffee table. I got up with Caden in my arms and I opened up the door.
You walked out on the porch and
I walked on the porch. So there's like 2 doors. My front door leads to a porched in area. Walked out onto the porch and opened up the front door for 3 police officers.
And who were there?
It was Lieutenant Daley, Officer Nunan, and Officer Houston.
And Lieutenant, let's just go through each of them real quick for a second.
Okay.
Lieutenant Daley, you talked about in terms of training and hiring and all that, right?
Yes.
And what about Officer Nunan? What was your relationship at the time with Officer Nunan?
He had transferred after I had already started. We were on the same shift for a brief time. On one of our shifts, there was a really horrible call.
So we'll get to that, but just
Okay.
generally in terms of your relationship.
That's just like how our relationship kind of even started. That's why I brought it up. That's how we became like texting each other and kind of more than just like, you're just my coworker and I've never talked to you, to we've had conversations and talked about personal things.
Did you think well of him?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, did he think well of you?
I think so.
So now you mentioned a particular call.
Yes.
And just so we don't have to dwell all over it, it's a call that involves a murder, suicide, and the murder victim is a young baby, right?
Yes.
And when was that call?
It was in August of 2024.
Was that response just you and him?
I believe I was the first officer in with Officer Cuevas, and like then Officer Nunan came. It was like pretty much when something like that comes over the radio, everybody starts heading there. The call was in my sector, so the sector I was assigned to that night. So I was the closest with Officer Cuevas, so we walked in together.
Okay. And just to encapsulate it, the call involved administering first aid, and it was a difficult call.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the source of when you sort of broke the ice with Officer Nunan?
Yeah, we stood outside of the scene for a long time, all of us, everybody who was on that call, and we talked, and then the chief had asked us to, we were like out of commission for the night. Other officers came in and filled in for us, and we had like a meeting debrief in the chief's office. He had pizza delivered.
Okay. And just in general, fast forwarding all the way to June 30th of 25, did you ever have any problems or issues with Officer Nunan?
No.
Did he ever, to your knowledge, did he ever have any problems or issues with you?
No.
So there's Nunan. And then who's the third officer there?
Officer Houston.
And we saw him testify here as well today, yesterday, right?
Yes.
And what was your relationship with Officer Nunan?
Noonan or Houston?
I'm sorry, Houston, thank you.
I was closer with Houston, probably out of the three of the people that were at my house that day. Houston and I were friends. He came to my engagement party. He was invited to my wedding. We have the same type of dog. I think they've met before. The dogs, I mean, yeah.
He was a work friend.
He was a work
outside
friend.
work.
Yeah.
So these three come to the door. What are the circumstances of how they come in the house? Did you let them in, or how did that happen?
I opened the door and Lieutenant Daley immediately put his foot on my front porch, and we didn't just come in, and I was like, okay, all right. When I opened the door, Lieutenant Daley put his foot into my porch, and they just said, we need to come in, and I said, okay.
And then did you turn around and you and Kate walked back in the house and they followed you?
Yes.
So what happened when the five of you, got into the living room area?
Lieutenant Daley asked me to put Caden down in his car seat. They refer to it as like a rocker does rock, but it was his car seat. And I was in the middle of feeding him. So when I put him down, he was obviously crying. And I was like, whatever this is, I'm going to hold my son. Because they had a folder. I knew they were going to give me something.
At that moment?
Yeah.
Did you have any idea what was going on?
No, I knew, obviously I knew something was going on. The police are in my house, my coworkers. But when they told me to put Caden down, I was like a little hesitant because I'm in the middle of feeding him. And then I listened, I put him down, and he started crying. And I was like, no, I'm going to hold my son, whatever this is. Like, I'm going to feed my baby and read it. So I picked Caden back up, and I had him on my lap while I opened the envelope. And that's when Lieutenant Daley said, Justin filed a restraining order against you.
So you're trying to read it and he's talking to you and the baby's crying?
Nope, baby isn't crying anymore. I picked him up, and I'm feeding him.
What did Daley say to you about the situation?
I asked a lot of questions, like why? I was supposed to meet him at the park like a couple hours ago. I'm confused. He said he didn't know anything. And I said, do you have the affidavit so I can read what I'm being accused of? And they didn't. And they said they didn't know the details. And he said that Caden was on it as well. And
did that affect your state of mind?
Yes.
How so?
I knew in that moment I was going to have to hand my 4-month-old to a police officer to be brought out of my house.
How did that make you feel?
I don't know if there's a word. Sad.
Were you able to have a minute or two to kind of comprehend it, or did something else immediately happen?
I comprehended it. I was asked to pack a bag for Caden for about 2 weeks.
Who asked you that?
Lieutenant Daley said that the court date was in 14 days. So he said, pack enough for 2 weeks. And
he said that to you?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't take it upon yourself to want to do that?
No, they told me that I needed to pack a bag for Caden because he was going to go be with Justin for at least the 2 weeks till the next court date.
Who was there when that was when that came up?
That was when the three of them we were all in my living room.
Did Houston or Nunan say anything at this point?
No, I had I knew if I put Caden back in his car seat, he was going to cry. He loves being held.
So the plan at that point was to go get some stuff?
Yes.
So you had to put Caden somewhere.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I handed Caden to Officer Nunan.
Why'd you give him Officer Nunan?
I mean, like I could say I trusted all of them. But I knew Officer Nunan I know Officer Houston has no kids, and I knew Daley seemed like preoccupied, and I knew Nunan had kids. So I guess that's probably what.
And how long from that second was it? I mean, has she seen the baby since then? Has she been able to be around the baby at all? That's insane. It's insane for the baby. Imagine all the nights that baby didn't sleep at all. Ooh.
Went through my mind, but it really wasn't that much of a thought. I just knew I had to have someone hold him because I didn't want him screaming in his car seat on the ground.
Was he someone that you trusted to do that?
Yes.
What happened when you handed your baby to Officer Nunan?
He took Caden from my arms.
And what about the bottle? What happened with the bottle?
He took the bottle as well.
What did he do with respect to the bottle and Caden?
He was trying to feed him.
That kind of makes the judge a little bit motivated to find her guilty of something so that she can't sue the fuck out of everybody. Ooh, that's crazy. And that's been how long since she hasn't seen her baby? Wow. Longer than he was alive before then. That's insane.
Did Officer Nunan exhibit any resistance or discomfort or anything with respect to holding the baby?
No, I think he said like, "Oh, I haven't done this in a while," like something like that.
What was your intention at that point to do?
I had to pack his bags.
And are you, as you're starting to go figure that out in terms of luggage, what do you need, where's he going, etc., are you having kind of an unfolding thought process, if you will? I'm just asking her what she's thinking, Your Honor. I mean, what are you thinking?
So I grabbed one of my duffel bags and I first went in the kitchen, and as I was putting the bottles in the bag, it was just kind of like all setting in exactly what was happening. And there was just so many unknowns. And as I was packing things, I was like, okay, Justin just broke up with me via restraining order. We have a wedding in 4 months. Caden is not going to be with me for 2 weeks. That's an eternity for a mom, any mom. And everyone was just brushing over the fact that it was 2 weeks. And I was like, 2 weeks without Caden? Like, I just kept, in my mind was just going fast. Like, I can't work overtime because I have a son now. I can't afford my home by myself without overtime. It was just, I lost everything. Even my doggy was on the restraining order. Maverick, my dog Maverick, was on the restraining order. So my
Was
son,
he your dog or
he was my dog. So I saw my baby go, my fiance, my dog, my house, and I knew that was going to be my job too. Because whatever I was accused of wasn't good if at restraining order.
And you didn't have the affidavit?
No.
Where did you go after you went to the kitchen with the duffel bag and the bottles?
They got that restraining order based off that chicken scratch fucking affidavit he wrote? That is simple. That's way too simple. Way too easy. Way too fucking easy.
All around the house because his diapers were in one room on shelves. His bottles and formula were in the kitchen. His toys were in the living room, and his books and stuff were upstairs with his clothes.
Tell us what you did on the first floor before you got upstairs. What was the packing there?
On the first floor was bottles and formula, and he was just getting introduced to like purees.
2 weeks, packed 2 weeks for a 4-month-old. That's every piece of clothing and bottle and food and everything they've got. 2 weeks is a lifetime for a baby. More than likely won't even be wearing those clothes in 2 weeks. Jesus.
I had just
ordered
purees from Target, so I packed all those too. Then I went into I went into, it was like our exercise room.
You're right. You can give her all the money in the world, but you can't redo his first birthday. Ooh, that's fucking cold.
I had shelving on the wall, and there was just like a ton of boxes of diapers. I just put those aside and was like 2 weeks, a lot of diapers, so take the boxes. And then I went upstairs.
All right, before you got upstairs, part of the order was that you had to give up your firearms, right?
Yes.
Did you say anything to the officers about the location of your firearms?
Yes, I did.
What'd you say?
I told them that they were in the basement.
Was that true?
No,
Why did you tell them that?
because I didn't want them to take them away.
Why not?
Because I wanted to be alone with my firearm and take my life.
When did you make that decision?
I made that decision as I realized I had just lost everything in a 15-second conversation with my coworker.
Where were your firearms?
They were upstairs in a green safe
In your bedroom?
in my bedroom.
Thank you. So you went upstairs, you mentioned?
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely walking now. He missed everything. First steps, probably first words. Whew. You can't pay it. There's no amount of money to give that back. No amount of money. He probably won't even recognize her once he sees her again because he's been gone away from her for so long. And he's so small.
What was your state of mind at that point, whether or not Justin was coming over or not?
I didn't think Justin was coming over. I knew that Caden was going to Justin, but I would never think Justin was coming over.
Why not?
That's just not like normal practice to put a plaintiff and defendant in the same room intentionally. Usually you're doing the opposite as police officers. So I didn't think Justin was in the house.
I mean, opposite being what? What's the opposite of what they did here?
They let Justin in my house.
So what's the normal procedure?
Normal procedure is to separate people. It's like the first thing you do on any call where there's any sort of argument, you separate.
Now, you've served restraining orders, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Is there a provision in those orders for accessing property?
I don't know about specific provisions. I can tell you like what I've done before on a call where there was a restraining order involved. I don't know if it's a provision or not though.
Okay, we'll move on from there.
Okay.
So you were going to go upstairs?
Yes.
And you had made that awful decision already?
Yes.
What was your state of mind about whether or not you wanted to involve any police officers in that?
I didn't want to involve anybody. I was trying to get everybody away from me.
Why didn't you want to involve any police officers in that? These police officers in particular?
I wanted to be alone so I could kill myself. I decided that I was going to take my own life. I didn't want to involve anybody else in that. I'll just.
Okay. Did you go upstairs back and forth a couple times, or did you just go up there once?
I think I went up at least twice. The second time I went up, I was up there for a while.
Do you remember who accompanied you on each of these trips?
It was Officer Houston and Officer Nunan.
Was that the first time or the second time?
That was the second time.
And was there a visit upstairs before that? Houston and Nunan visit?
Yeah, I was trying to hand them things so they would go away.
Where did that happen?
That happened upstairs. So I was first in the room. You walk up, there's a landing. The room on the left is Caden's room. I went in there first and I put books in a car seat because Justin's truck didn't have the car seat. And I handed it, I don't even know who I handed it to one of them. And I said, can you bring this downstairs?
What was what happened after you said that?
Somebody brought it downstairs and then they came back up.
So you struck out in terms of what you testified to earlier?
Yeah, I just kept trying to hand them things to make them go away.
Meaning, what do you mean make them go away? Be more specific if you can.
Like,
What was the plan?
I knew if I pulled out my firearm in front of a police officer, I would get shot. That was not my intention, and that's not what I did. I was trying to get them away from me, so that didn't happen. So they weren't put in that position because I'm not dumb. I was a police officer. If someone takes out a gun in front of you, yes, that's a threat. Yes. That's somebody that you probably feel threatened from.
So, but if you want to kill yourself, why not just let it happen that way?
That's selfish. I would never do that. Even looking back now, like reflecting for 9 months, I think my decision to do it to myself was selfish to everybody who loves me. So I'll just leave it at that. I wanted to kill myself, me and my gun, no one else involved.
How many different times did you try to have the officers transport some stuff downstairs?
Several.
At some point, did Officer Houston leave the second floor?
Yes.
And that left who up there?
Officer Nunan.
So upstairs, it was Officer Nunan and yourself.
Yes.
At some point, did you go across that landing to the other room?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I was on the floor packing more clothes in the duffel bag.
In which room?
My bedroom.
Okay,
When I
hold
walk up the stairs to the right.
Okay, so you finish up.
And I know Turtleboy's starting pretty soon. Or probably not going to make it on time like normal because I want to watch some of this at least. I don't know. It can't be that much more. So I think I'm just going to finish it. And then I'll go.
In the other room and you go to your room?
Yes.
All right. Tell us the circumstances of where do you go, where does Nunan go when you go into your bedroom?
So nobody came into my bedroom with me. I was asked, I can't even say who exactly, like I don't know if Officer Houston had come back up at the time, but somebody asked me, who is that downstairs? And I said, I have no idea. And
Let me ask you a little bit about that. What was your state of mind about you being asked that? What were you thinking about?
I was like, I don't know.
Did you hear anybody come in?
No, but they did. Because they were on the landing, they would be able to. I was like more into my bedroom than them. So I was like, I have no idea who's here. Shouldn't you guys know?
What happened next?
Officer Houston walked down the stairs first. Officer Nunan followed him down several steps.
Did that give you a chance to do anything?
That was, I knew, my only chance to be alone with my firearm.
Show you Exhibit 51. What's shown in Exhibit 51?
That's my bedroom. That's the room on the top of the landing to the right.
Where's the photographer standing in this picture?
He's standing in the doorway.
When you went to go get that firearm, was there anyone in your view in that landing?
No.
Was this after you saw Nunan depart?
Yes, his back was turned towards me. He was following Officer Houston downstairs.
Did he stay that way or did he disappear from that scene?
Well, he must have turned around at some point and walked back up the stairs because...
You know how when you're near somebody that's going up and downstairs, you can hear going up and downstairs. Did you hear any particular number of steps?
I'm certain I heard him and saw him walk down several steps.
Okay. And how did that affect your state of mind at that very instant?
I knew that was my moment.
To do what?
Kill myself.
What did you do?
So that shoebox was not on top of the green safe.
At the time you were doing this?
At the time, yeah. There was nothing on top of the safe.
All right. And you're referring for the record.
I'm not in the biggest hurry. It's not but like 20 or maybe 30 minutes left. And I've got it sped up. I'll try to go one more speed up. As long as we can understand it.
There's an orange lined box in the picture?
Yeah, it looks like...
Is that what you're talking about?
It looks like a shoebox, yeah. Yes.
Mr. Rickman, just give me a moment to catch up.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm sorry, did you say that that box was not on the, what did you say about that box?
That box was not there. The top of that chest, I'm calling it a safe. It's a chest that locks. That's where I kept my firearms. The top of it, nothing was on it. So whatever was placed there after, that was not there before.
Thank you. Ready to go? Yeah. What about the chair? Is that how the chair was?
The chair was turned the other way because that was the chair I rocket in. It was not facing that way. The back of the chair was up against the wall, I guess.
So kind of like as you'd expect it to be in the room.
Yeah, I would need to pivot like this to be right. So it was probably moved. My room is small.
Okay. And to get at your guns in there, you're going to have to flip up the top of that chest?
Yes.
Where was your focus in terms of the firearm, the chest, whether Nunan's coming back? Where are you focused?
I was just like, hurry up before somebody comes back.
And what did you do?
I grabbed the gun out of the chest. I put it up to my chest here.
So what was going on with you putting it up to your chest? What was that all about? What do you mean when you say you put it up to?
Like I
You
just
made a motion to your stomach area, right?
Yeah, like I just grabbed it quickly. I bent over, grabbed it, put it here, took 2 steps backwards, and I don't want to make the motion of what I did because it's horrible. But I put the gun up to my head.
Which hand?
My right hand.
And where on your head did you put it? Just describe it.
My temple.
Was Nunan in the door frame by now?
Not yet. He had just walked in, like when I pulled the trigger on myself, with the gun pointing towards my head.
Sup, Bo? Why are you saying good night? You going to bed at 8:30? What the hell? What's up with that? Sup, Bo?
What happened when you pulled the trigger?
He said, Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no. I pulled the trigger. I'm sorry, but I said fuck.
What happened next?
I got shot.
How long after you said that did you get shot?
I don't even think I got to the K in the word before I was shot.
What did that feel like?
What part?
Getting shot in the chest.
Hurt.
Did the force of that bullet knock you in any particular direction?
It knocked me backwards.
Do you recall what happened with your firearm?
I got moved. It was
Well, before I'm sorry,
okay.
better question. I'll ask you a better question.
Okay.
Right at that point, as you're shot and you're flying back or falling back, whatever you want to call it, can you remember what happened with your firearm?
It fell out of my hands. It was to my head and it fell in my hand. And I fell on the ground and the firearm fell on the ground.
A couple of questions before we move on. At any point when you were doing that, when you had the firearm up to your head, was Nunan present during the time you raised the firearm to your head?
Like when I motioned up to my head with it?
Correct.
No, he was not in the room. Nobody was in the room.
When Nunan came into your view, where was the gun pointed?
The gun was pointed at my temple.
At any point, did you move the muzzle of that gun
No.
towards Nunan?
No, never.
Did you move it anywhere?
No, never.
Did you ever intend to harm Nunan?
Never.
What did you know about Nunan's kind of personal circumstances in your time getting to know him?
He was like, so he was a cop for a long time and I was considered like a rookie. And after I had like a few really bad calls in a row and everybody kind of knew it. And the senior guys would like check in on me and give me advice. And he was one of those people. And he told me his own personal experience with like calls and how to handle them when they're bad.
So what was his family situation?
I've met his wife. I knew he had a son just by like talking.
Did you want to involve him in your tragedy?
I didn't want to involve anybody. I wanted to take my own life. I never pointed the gun at a fellow police officer. It never happened.
When you went onto the ground, what did Nunan do after he shot you?
I thought he walked away and Lieutenant Daley came over to me and then I think Nunan walked back over to me and like I couldn't say anything really, but I couldn't breathe. And I think I was just like, why did you do that? I'm like, it hurts. And then I just wasn't even, I said, why? Like, why? And he was holding my hand. Officer Nunan was holding my hand. And I said, why? I was so confused. Why?
Where was Daley?
Daley was there.
What was he doing?
He was on the radio. I don't know what he said exactly on the radio. I'm assuming like.
So you get shot and then you got shot in the chest, right?
Yeah.
Lower chest. Well, after being shot, how did that affect your ability to sound like a lawyer, but how did that affect your ability to perceive things, recollect things?
I went into like a huge adrenaline shock. It didn't feel like normal pain. It almost felt like absent pain, but it felt like my entire body was burning and I was completely alert, completely awake the whole time. I was speaking as much as I could. My lung was punctured, so that's why I was having trouble breathing. But other than that, I was very alert and aware of my surroundings.
Where were you laying in the room?
I was laying between my bed and the wall where the air conditioner is.
Were your legs parallel to the foot of the bed or somewhere else?
I think so. Yeah, I think that they were.
Were you bleeding?
Yes.
Is that the way you wanted this to happen?
No.
What do you remember next?
The fire department got there fast. It felt really fast. They put me in like a bag. And like they were all tall guys, and I knew that my ceiling, you would bump your head if you're over like 5'10". So when they were carrying me down, I said, "Watch your heads." And they brought me outside, and I think when I was still in my house, one of the firefighters was trying to put oxygen on my face, and I was taking it off and just saying, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die.
Did you make any apologies at any point?
I think I said, "I'm sorry, I tried to kill myself, I want to die." Like I just didn't understand what just like I didn't know what just happened. I tried to shoot myself, and then I got shot in the chest. Like nothing really made like I was just in total disbelief and shock.
Did you, at any point before you got taken out of there, did you hear Nunan saying anything about what happened?
No.
Did you see Houston yet?
Houston, yes, he came in and I think he put like medical like gauze on the wounds. Somebody did. He had the medical bag. I remember that.
Were you able to sort of perceive the first aid techniques they were administering to you?
No, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was like trying to focus on breathing because it felt like I was choking. It felt like I was drowning.
So they bring you downstairs, and at what point in the trip downstairs and out of the house were you trying to take off the mask?
I think the whole time. And when I was in the ambulance, I said to everybody, I'm a fucking idiot. I just tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. I'm a fucking idiot. I said that to everybody. I said that to the hospital staff. I said that to all the firefighters. I probably said that when I was laying on the ground. Those were the words I just kept repeating.
So did they not do their cross today? Or is that it and it's just really short? Are they done with cross or are they not?
What were they doing to you in the ambulance before the ambulance departed in terms of working on you?
They were working on getting a med flight. I had to get a blood transfusion. I finally agreed to keep the oxygen mask on my face, and they were doing my vitals and just trying to keep me stable before I was going to be transported to the hospital.
What hospital did you go to?
I was flown by med flight to Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston.
So by helicopter?
Yes.
And then when you were in the helicopter, was there anybody that you knew in the helicopter?
No, when I was in the ambulance, I was holding on to firefighter Smirtelni's hand.
And can you spell that for the court? It's a funny spelling. Why don't you spell that, if you can?
His first name's Kevin.
And let me take a crack at it. Is it Smiertelny?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And did he go in the helicopter?
No, he was holding my hand the whole time I was in the ambulance and comforting me. And I asked if he could go in the helicopter. I didn't want to let go of his hand. I asked, can you come in the helicopter with me? And he said, I can't, no one can.
Okay. So you get in the helicopter, you're getting transported to Mass General, is it?
Yes.
Now, was there another problem with the oxygen in the helicopter?
I either like ran out or shut off. And when you're in a med flight, you're laying down and there's a person flying the helicopter next to you. And I just like tapped him and like gestured. I felt like I was drowning again. Felt like I was choking I couldn't get a breath. So I just like told him like I couldn't talk, but I gestured like to the oxygen that was above me. It wasn't working. I think they had switched the tank or something or turned it back on. Something happened, but my oxygen got shut off in the helicopter and they had to fix it.
Was that indicative of maybe some kind of a change of heart about whether you wanted to die?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to say in those exact moments because it took a lot of healing from the moment I decided to make a suicide attempt to now to be healed mentally. So I don't know what my exact thoughts were in that moment, but I know when I got to the hospital, I said, I'm a fucking idiot. I tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. How could I be so stupid?
What was the length of time that you were at Mass General?
Like the length from when I was admitted to discharge, it was 53 days.
And how many operations have you had?
I've had 5.
And what were the kind of the main issues that?
Relevant?
Just the circumstances, Your Honor, of what happened to her.
Sustained.
May I have a moment, please?
Yes. Take your time. So, Ross, I need to, let's take a 10-minute break, please.
All right.
Thank you.
When you walk into a domestic situation, whether it's a restraining order that you're serving, whether it's a call for some sort of domestic violence, right? You walk in there with a heightened sense of awareness. Is that fair to say?
As a police officer, you always have a higher sense of awareness.
Okay. But domestics are kind of different animals, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And because emotions are involved, true?
Yes.
And sometimes the opposite of love is hate, is anger, and things can go in 9 different directions in a minute. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
When you're dealing with someone who you know has a mental health past, it can be even more volatile, correct?
Volatile.
Yes.
I wouldn't use that word as it pertains to mental health, sir, respectfully.
There is as a police officer, there's a heightened sense of awareness, right? You're taking all the information in.
In every call, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, domestic violence calls too. You don't agree with me?
No, I do. I agree with you on every call. A heightened sense of awareness is key to being a police officer. So domestic, car accident, anything. We go to work in a bulletproof vest.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, we have
So
to.
when you go to a domestic call, we talk, or you talk, you try to separate people, right?
Yes.
Because if they come together or they see each other sometimes, bad things can happen. Right?
Yes.
And so when you walk into a domestic violence situation, or any situation, right? Your first order of business is to correct?
Yes.
The people who called, right?
Yes.
Yourself.
Yes.
If you have a partner, your partner.
Yep. The other officers. Yeah.
If there are family members there, you want to keep them safe. True.
Yes, police officer. Your job is to keep everyone, including yourself, safe.
If there are children, you want to keep them safe.
Everybody.
So, and if you think there are guns in the house, that is a particularly serious concern for you also, right?
Yes.
Your safety,
Yes.
your partner's safety,
Yes.
the children's safety, for everybody, right?
For everybody.
And you know that, correct?
I know that.
And so you know when you walk into a scene, when you think there may be some mental health issues, that there may be some weapons, that you don't take your eyes off anybody, correct?
Yes.
Right. You don't let someone walk into a room by themselves, right?
You shouldn't know.
You should have, I think with Officer Houston, you should be in their pocket, right?
I'm not familiar with that phrase. Did he say that?
You did.
Okay.
Well, if you're not familiar, you should be right now, right?
Yes.
Because at any point, someone can grab a weapon, true,
True.
use a weapon,
True.
and especially when there's a heightened sense of volatility on some of these calls, right?
Yes.
And you know that as a police officer, right?
Yes.
And that's just not kind of common sense, right?
Yes.
And you've been trained in that.
Yes.
And so you don't take your eyes off any of the parties, true?
True.
You don't leave them alone.
True.
That's what you're trained to do, that's what you're supposed to do, and that's pretty much common sense of what you do.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yes.
Right, okay, we agree on that.
We do.
Now, if there is you were a police officer, so you know other divisions of the forces, right? Like SWAT, you understand what SWAT is, right?
I was a very new police officer. I was only on for about 2 years. I'm not familiar with SWAT. I know a little bit.
Okay, so we'll talk about what you know.
Okay.
SWAT is a special weapons tactic. You know that, right?
I know that. I don't know exactly what their job functions are.
But you do understand that they respond to highly volatile situations that are dangerous. True?
Yes.
If there's a weapon involved, someone's barricaded, there's an active shooter, they respond.
Yeah, they go to everything that's bad.
Because they're highly trained to deal with those situations. True?
True.
They're the ones who see guns all the time, see violence all the time, and have to react to a weapon. True?
True.
Because not every call involves weapons. Some of them are, like you said, car accidents. True?
Every call is very different.
Yeah. And so, but those guys are trained and picked because they deal with that stuff well. True?
I don't know how they're picked or trained. I know nothing about their training or the process of becoming on the SWAT.
Okay, but you know to call them if something happens. Right?
That wouldn't be my job, but my supervisors. But yes, we can agree to that. Yes,
Okay.
they get called to bad things. I know this.
They get called bad things and have to deal with that.
Yes.
Right? And you know that as a police officer, you need to qualify and get trained in order to do certain things. If you're on, like a domestic violence officer, may have to be trained in domestic violence to be in a unit like that. True?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have that on my department, but I have heard of that on other departments. Like a domestic violence detective would probably be trained more in that sense.
Right. So there's sometimes specialties
Yes.
that people focus on that
Yeah.
people are prepared to deal with better than other people. True?
Yes.
Officer Nunan was on the SWAT team. You know him, right? You know that.
I know that now.
Okay. You knew he started in Andover. That's where he began his career.
I knew he started in North Andover.
Sorry, North Andover. And then he went to Lawrence.
Yes.
And Lawrence is really a different atmosphere than North Andover. You agree with me there?
Yes.
North Andover.
North Andover does get the flood in of Lawrence.
Sure, there's a crossover,
Yes.
right? But you know what that crossover is.
Yes,
True.
true.
It's not to disparage any community, right? But Lawrence has more guns than North Andover.
I think so. I don't know off personal knowledge, but I would assume.
They have more gangs.
Yes, that I do know. Yes.
They have more drugs.
Yes.
They have more violence.
Yes.
They have more need for people who can deal with that stuff, correct?
Yes.
And you know that Officer Nunan worked in Lawrence for years.
I did know that. Yes.
You did know that, right?
Yeah, I did.
And then he came back. Did you say you were on the job or not on the job when he came back?
I was already on the job when he came back.
Okay. And you know he came back from Lawrence, right? And when he came back from Lawrence, he was the most experienced person on the force at this point, right? From what he had been through.
I didn't know his experiences.
Okay. You knew that he was.
I honestly thought I looked at my lieutenants as that
Well,
for me.
Officer Nunan, back when you were on the job, you looked up to him.
Yeah, I looked up to all the senior officers that were willing to train me or give me any type of advice.
So we're talking about Officer Nunan.
He did that. So yes.
Yeah, you looked up to him. You knew he was experienced. Correct.
Yes.
You knew he was a by the book kind of guy, that he was going to teach you well.
Yes.
You went to him for that.
I went to him for advice.
Right. And you went to him for advice because you thought he knew what he was doing, right? He'd been through the ringer, and that's why you went to him, right?
No, he told me, he reached out to me and told me that, he's been on bad calls before and this is how he handles it.
Right.
And
you appreciated that.
I did.
And it seemed like that was true with the advice you gave him.
Yes, yes.
A gentleman about it.
Yes.
Okay. Justin has a different story in your life, correct? Justin, On June 30th, you had said that what was happening was a surprise. I don't know if you used those words, but the demeanor you gave off was this came out of it, right?
I was very confused.
You were confused, but stuff, and we're not going to get into it, but stuff that happened that weekend before, that Saturday night, that would have given you some inkling that something was wrong, right?
I was aware me and Justin were in an argument. I was aware the second I woke up in the morning. That's why we were planning to meet.
So it wasn't a surprise that there was some strife between you and him at that point.
No, I knew that. I'm saying I was more surprised about being ditched at the common and the police involvement. Those were
Well, the police had come to your house on that Sunday to check in, correct?
I got accused of.
I'm not asking what you were accused of.
They came to see if I was okay. They thought I was in a car accident. I was never in a car accident.
But they came to you because they're concerned of you, right?
They thought I was in a car accident.
Okay. And on the Monday,
somebody told them that.
On the Monday, well, okay, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
On the Monday, you were surprised by this order, correct?
Yes, I was surprised by the order.
And you say that you have no idea why this is happening.
Right.
You eventually think that you're, well, you know, Katie's going to be taken away from you for a short period of time, right?
You say short, and that's fine. But he was 4 months old, and it was 14 days. That's an eternity for me.
I grant you that.
Okay.
I grant you that.
Thank you.
That is a significant amount of time for any parent.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
But I'm sure that was devastating to you, right?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And it was Justin who was doing that to you, right? It wasn't the police.
No, right.
It was Justin who went to court, who said, I should have custody of that child, correct?
Correct.
And so that's who's doing these things to you, right?
Yes.
So that's who your anger was focused on, right?
I mean, I don't even know if I got to the point of grieving, of anger yet. I don't think I was there yet. But if any of my emotions were directed towards somebody, it would be Justin.
Sure.
Yes.
Because you felt betrayed.
I did.
Okay. And you knew he was going to get you.
I knew that I had to give Caden to police, for the police to give Caden to
Okay, but
Justin.
you know the police don't take custody of children, right?
I don't know that.
Well, as your time as a police officer, you haven't actually taken custody of a child and left.
I have.
So you're telling this court, you're telling the judge that if there is not a family member to take a child because something happened, that you actually take the child and leave, you don't call DCF?
Well, you always file a 51A after the fact.
And then they come to the home and they take it, right?
So I guess the call I went on was different. I did end up taking the juvenile in my police car. I drove her to the police station where she met with family members.
Okay, so how old was this person?
She was maybe 12.
Okay, but we're talking about infants, right? You wouldn't transport her.
No, I guess.
So,
Counsel's testifying about facts that are not evidence and proven. They're sort of being suggested as if they're gospel, which might mislead the witness.
So overruled, but Mr. Gubitosi, you can just allow Ms. Fitzsimmons to complete her answer. And like all witnesses, I don't want you folks speaking over one another.
Of course.
Thank you.
So you agree with me that DCF would typically come together with an infant, right?
Yes, I've never personally had a call with.
Well, okay, let's just talk about your career. You said you.
I think so. I can't tell you for sure.
Well, let's just talk about your career. When did you graduate the academy? May of 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and you went out on leave on when?
I went light duty while I was pregnant. I was about 20 weeks pregnant when the duty belt didn't clip anymore.
Okay, so but you went out on February 16th. That was Katie's birthday, right? That's your official leave.
Yeah, that's my official leave.
Okay, so 20 weeks, and he was. So you do the math. How many months were you actually on the road?
Okay, let's see. So like 7 months, and then I was light duty. So I graduated the police academy in May of 2024, and I went out on maternity leave February 16th of 2025.
So you're actually just on the road for 7 months.
Light duty, you are not on the road because I mean you're pregnant.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. And that was your choice to stay in the station and work that way, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you were actually on the road, going to calls, doing the dirty work as a police officer, just for 7 months, right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to jump back to June 30th at the house after the police conference, right? You called your mom. You asked to do that and they let you do that, right? There's no prohibition.
Are you talking about after the police?
Yes, after the police. Right?
Yes, I called my mom.
And she came.
Yes.
Okay. She came. Now you called her.
And I know Teebs is live, but I'm not stopping until the end of this testimony. It's only like 5 minutes.
Your best friend, right?
My mom is.
Your best friend, right? And so you could have talked to her, correct?
Yes.
When Justin arrived, you knew he came in the house, right? You heard him.
No.
You didn't hear him come in the house?
No.
You knew he was coming to get the baby.
I never expected a police officer to allow the victim or plaintiff in a case to enter the home where the defendant is.
Well, you knew he was getting the child. Right?
Yeah, but I thought that I passed Caden off to walk outside. I never thought, or I never knew Justin was in my home.
You knew he was coming to the house?
I thought they would do it at the school, but yes, I mean, I knew he was going to be in the vicinity. I never expected or knew he walked through my front door.
When you went upstairs, and we'll talk about that green chest you called it, correct?
Yes.
Was it locked?
No.
Okay, you just flipped it open.
Yes,
When you claimed you pulled the trigger, it clicked.
it did.
It was not around in the chain.
Correct.
There was a full magazine in it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, you used that gun to go shooting on Friday, true?
That's true. That's why I didn't chamber around. Thank God.
And when you're doing shooting, were you qualifying? What were you doing on that Friday?
We have a qualification. Yeah.
Okay, so you had to do that, right?
Yeah,
And
because
when you're shooting for qualifying, when you're at the range, how do you hold your pistol?
2 hands, and then there's some where they say use your strong hand or your left hand. You're not strong.
But your typical reflex is 2 hands, true?
Yeah, that's
2 hands extended.
that's most of the range. Yeah.
Right, that's your training. That's the safest way to shoot a gun, true? So that's your default.
That's what we do at the range for those 8 hours, other than the one part where you shoot with your strong and non-strong hands.
So on Friday, you spent hours shooting with 2 hands.
Yes. Yeah. It was Friday. Yes.
Well, I'm asking you.
I think so.
Now, you stated that after the police came and you were starting to process things. True?
Yes.
It took a bit for you to process things. You got your life on record. True?
Yeah. As I was packing things, it just started to hit me like this is going, this is going, this is going. Just as I was walking around the house, I just was like,
All those things going, and it's all because of what Jessica did.
yes.
Thank you. I have another question. No redirect, Mark. Thank you.
Bam. I told you we'd catch up. I appreciate y'all hanging out. That was a pretty good crowd, considering we're battling 10 creators on one show and the Teebs on the other. But I was hoping we'd get finished with it a little faster, but I think we'll be all right. So, anybody got anything they want to say, you better say it quick. Because we're about to ride some turtles, people. Yeah, I appreciate you guys too. That was cool. I know I was on here by myself tonight, which is probably less entertaining, but I wanted to get through as much of this shit as I could, and with one other person up here, we'll get to goofing off, and it's not very efficient. So my wife will be proud. We caught all the way up. I wish, no, I don't wish I didn't have to work tomorrow, but I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow, so we could watch this together during the day. But hopefully, I'll get home at a decent time and we can watch the rest of it. But I'm sure I'll hear about it while I'm at work, and it'll be spoiled. But we're going live tomorrow for whatever reason, if it's just for no reason at all. So, but it is going to be interesting to see what the judge comes up with. Remember when Bev did the bench trial with that chick, and I can't remember her name, but we were like, you are the stupidest person on the face of the earth to go bench trial with Beverly Cannoni. And then she sided with the girl, and we were all like fucking flabbergasted. It's like, what? You're being normal? But as soon as she saw Karen Reed, she just doesn't like her. But she was normal in that bench trial, and it was surprising. Very surprising. So, yep. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's go ride turtles.
I was standing in the kitchen with the window halfway down. You were talking about forever, like it wasn't that big a sound. I don't know if I believe it, but I like the way you said my name, like it's something you've been saving for a moment just like this one came. And I've been wrong enough times to know when not to speak. Some truths don't need explaining, they just sit beside you quietly. So let's not make it heavy, Let's not make it hard. We don't need a reason. We don't need a God. If love is just a rhythm, we don't have to rush. Let it move through us. Let it move through us. There's a chair out on the back porch, still shaved like you and me. We don't say what we're thinking, but we say enough to see. I don't need to read your future or pretend I know the plan. I just like the way your laughter fits inside the palm of my hand. So let's not make it holy, let's not make it wild. We've both been burned before, we've both been a child. If love is just a moment that we're passing through, let it move through us. Let it move through us. Maybe I don't need the answer, maybe I just need the tune. Something soft to lean against on an almost perfect afternoon. So don't say you'll stay forever, don't say you'll never leave. Just stay right where you are right now, that's enough for me.